I'm Natasha.
And I'm Hillary. And this is the
The Gallberry
Gallberry
Lit
Lit
Club!
Club. Um, this has been a
Yes,
challenge
you're
today.
seeing our
Hi, these are our
faces,
faces.
and you know what? You're lucky that you are seeing our faces at all.
Yes, this has been a
we we
challenge.
started this episode like an hour ago, and halfway through, it booted her out, and it's just
And
been a
just to say, it
time.
was like, no,
So
you don't.
this is the first time that we're doing it remotely, so we're kind of just figuring it out. Um, don't really know if it's going to work or not. If you're listening to
Nope,
this,
no
it
idea.
means it did work. If you're watching this,
Yes.
it means it worked. But if not, then it means we had to go audio only. But it's okay. We're here. We're back, and we're here, and we're
We're here.
hopefully,
We're gonna work on it.
hopefully, no more technical difficulties will occur.
Yes. Yes.
We're gonna
Okay.
yes.
We're just gonna
And we're just
we're gonna
let's just
go.
get into it, get into what we're talking about today, because the other episode was like a solid 15 minutes of us just blabbering about other things.
We probably will blabber
Oh yeah,
some because it's us. Anyway, today we're talking about our top
book
uh
to screen
book to screen
adaptation.
adaptation.
Yes.
Uh the you did, however, say that there was something that you needed to pull back
Oh
to from
yes,
the
this is
last.
the one thing I will pull back from the previous failed episode though. um I would like to shout out these three movies that are book to screen adaptations, and
Mhm.
I haven't read the books. I assume the same events that I will be talking about do happen in the books, but like in movie form, it's far more traumatic. So respectfully, fuck these movies in particular. And that is Bridge to Terabithia, Marley and Me, and Old Yeller. Childhood trauma at its finest. And I think we can all agree, because like genuinely, why are they all, at least Bridge Terabithia and Old Yeller, are kids movies? They're Disney
It's supposed to
movies,
be,
and they were kids books.
but they're not.
Why are we putting very
If you
traumatic
think about
character
it,
deaths in these movies for children?
I mean, if you think about it, Disney's kind of good at that because Bambi,
You're right. You are right. You are
because
correct.
Dumbo.
You are correct.
Which mom doesn't die in Dumbo? They just get separated,
Yeah,
but that's still pretty.
that is correct. However,
But
did they really have to
but
go as hard
still,
as they did?
no. Lion King.
The Lion King. Yeah, I should have been desensitized, because that is my favorite Disney movie. It's like
We've
that one
been
you
through
see,
this.
like you see it. At least in Bridge to Terabithia,
We're
it's implied. I can't remember if Old Yeller is like. I think they show him doing the pew pew.
It's not implied in the book, from what I understand. In the book, it's fully written on
Yeah.
screen,
I'm
on
pretty
on
sure in
the
the movie, if
on
from what I
page.
remember, the one time, and this will speak to how traumatic it is, as I've only seen it one time in the third grade. I was in third grade. That was like, oh, like 25 years ago at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And I still remember the
We're
scene.
just traumatized. People wonder what's wrong with millennials, that we can look at all the trauma in the world and just laugh about it. And it's like, 'cause Disney, really, I mean, truly, look at what we were raised
Yeah.
on, and it's like, yeah, no, we just
No, we
laugh
just,
about
it's like,
the world's on fire. Like that's oh
the
well.
horrors persist,
No,
and yet so do I. So, getting that out of the way, though, like we said, we'll be talking about our favorite book to screen adaptations, the ones that
mhm,
did not traumatize us, the ones that had a profound effect on us, and
mhm.
you know, we really love. So
And
yeah,
yeah, the the as a recap, the only ones that we were allowed to put down for best, we had to have actually read the book for.
yes,
The exception to that comes in the form of books that are up and coming,
Mhm.
like book series or anything that's being translated to film that we have not read.
Mhm.
But no, we will read that. That was allowed as far as up and coming because it's not aired now. It's not out
Yeah.
now, so it's a little bit different. Um, but yeah, everything had to be read
Read.
before.
Absolutely. Read
Yeah.
and watched.
So so my first one,
Yes.
I'm just gonna jump in, is The Hunger
Woo!
Games
Woohoo!
because I really fell in love with the movies
Yeah, I
and
did
then went
too.
and bought the books. Yeah, and read the books and gobbled it up. And what I loved about Susan Collins and how well she wrote this dystopian world, because you can see the disconnect between the district and the
Mhm.
capital.
Oh
Capital
yeah.
lives away from what is happening within these different districts,
Completely out of
and so
touch.
it's not. Yeah, it's really out of touch. They're more focused on their appearances
Mhm.
and living lives of luxury, and then your districts are all struggling for food to the point that like children are putting their names in for the reaping multiple times simply so they can feed their
Mhm.
family throughout the year. So they did a really fantastic job of bringing that world to life. You saw the struggle in the districts, you saw the glamour from the capital, you saw the disingenuity of everything that was
Mhm.
happening. People are laughing and making light of the fact that 11-year-olds are essentially being tossed into
Yeah.
arena and told to survive or
Yep.
die.
Like these are kids
24 go
killing
in,
kids,
one comes out. Is it 24? Yeah, there's 24 of them that go
Mhm.
in, one comes out.
which is
No, is
insane.
it? No, no, no,
It's
it's
12.
12.
Yeah, because there's
No.
12 districts.
But didn't they do a boy and a girl?
Oh, they do. Yeah, so it is 24 because it's
So it's
two candidates
24.
from each
So you
district.
have
Yeah.
you have a boy and a girl from each district. So there's 24 that go in and one comes out. And that's the way it's been forever, and it's traumatizing and
Mhm.
it's demoralizing and it's
It's just inhuman.
all engineered to keep these districts in line,
Mhm.
and it's ridiculous. Oh, by the way, spoilers.
Yeah, we will
From this
potentially,
point
yes.
forward,
There will
spoilers.
potentially
Uh,
be spoilers for each of these. We'll say it's like I feel like there's a few on here where I don't think I will be talking spoilers just because I don't quite remember enough to spoil anything
yeah.
major. But
But
we'll still be
but
talking
all
about
of
plot
these are
points.
like, yeah, and mine are mainstream enough, stream enough that if you don't know about the things I'm
Yeah,
talking about or you haven't watched the
probably
things I'm
heard of
talking about, you may
it.
not be like if you've not watched the Hunger Games series at this point, I'm not really sure what to tell
It's
you.
been a long
Um,
time now.
it's been out a while,
Yeah.
so here there be spoilers, but
Here there be
hopefully.
spoilers.
But yeah, no, it's I've we rewatch the movies at least once a
Mm.
year. Um, and I mean, I've been to where they filmed parts of the first one up in North
Oh
Carolina.
yeah, because that was filmed in Wilmington.
Well,
Was
no,
it?
there was
I know part of it was in
some of
Wilmington,
it.
I think.
I have no idea about Wilmington. What I do know about is Hendersonville.
Oh.
Um,
Oh, is that where
yeah,
that's where District 12
that's where the
was,
town
right?
is. That's
Yes,
where
I want
District
to go
12
see
was.
that so bad.
And it's still there. Like the buildings are still
Oh, that's so
there and
cool.
like all that stuff. Yeah, so David surprised me and took me up there
Ah,
one day and we got to like see all the buildings and stuff that were used within the movie. So that was really
that's so
cool.
cool.
I think it was then filmed in Atlanta.
Yeah.
If I'm not right, then I'm not right. I'm not 100% sure.
It sounds about right,
There were parts of it
and I'll
filmed.
tell you why it sounds about right. Um, and I can't remember exactly what year this was. I'll have to look it up. Cause when did the last one? Last one came out. Was it like 2011 or so, or maybe
Go to
like
the
2012?
IMDb. I'm gonna go. We're going to the IMDb.
IMDb.
So the first one came out in 2012,
Oh, the first one
and
came out in 20,
then
and then it went on onward to.
it went onward. The Hunger Games was in 2013,
Okay.
And they turned around and filmed Mockingjay Part 1, which released in 2014, and then Mockingjay Part 2, which released in 2015.
Okay, this makes
There.
sense. So then, yes, my timeline was correct because here's what
Yeah.
happened. I went to school for film. I was in film school. Um, and I mean, my goal was fully to have a career in the film industry. I wanted to be an editor.
Mm-hmm.
And I graduated in 2015. And around that time, I can't remember exactly what year, if it was 2014, may have been 2015. But so North Carolina had a pretty big film industry. Like they were filming things here constantly in Wilmington. Well, our governor at the time decided to end film incentives so that they weren't so heavily taxed. And
Mm-hmm.
then suddenly I was graduating film school, fully intending on getting film jobs in my state so that I don't have to
In
go
North
to
Carolina.
LA. And suddenly now everyone's like, we're getting out of here, we're going to Atlanta. And I'm like, great. Such a great time to be doing this. Like,
It's
I
just
had
so
just
great
graduated and I was
timing.
like, okay. So
So what
to
do
this
I do
day I have not
now?
worked in the film industry.
To this day, we
I
still
I'm an
have
accountant
not
now.
acquired an editing job. In
Ugh,
by the way, it was filmed all in North
it was
Carolina. I
film.
did
That's
look
what
on
I
the
thought.
IMDb.
Because I think that
So
was
it
one of the
was
last.
Shelby, Pishka National Forest, Asheville, Concord,
Oh
Charlotte,
my god.
Hildebrand,
And it
North
brought
Fork
like it
Reservoir.
brought so much
Like, yeah,
money to the state to be doing stuff like this. And then like why would you take that away? Why would you take that away? And they've never brought it back.
who
And
knows? And they've never brought it back. DuPont State Forest, Bernardsville, Cedar Mountain, Black Mountain,
everywhere, my god.
Henry River Mill Village.
Hmm.
Yeah, they're all over. Not in Wilmington though.
It
It was
wasn't
more
okay.
in it was up. It was
Okay.
Charlotte and up. So it was all in the mountains because most of
It
the
makes
the
sense because
film
that's what the
is in a
districts,
mountainous
yeah.
region. Yeah. So
Ugh.
it was not that. The second one I think was filmed abroad because that was the one where the arena was like the tropical location.
Yes, yeah, that makes sense.
So that was
Oh
filmed
my god. That
not here. I think I'm going to look again. Atlanta, New Jersey, Hawaii. Yeah. So that at that point they then moved
yeah,
to
that makes sense.
Atlanta
No,
for
I don't know
things.
about
So
you,
that makes
but
sense.
like I think the the absolute best it's like best and worst scene in the entire
Mm.
trilogy. Well, or not trilogy because it's four movies, right? Because they broke
It's
up
technically four. There's three
three books,
books, but
but
there's four
that's what I thought
movies
because they
because they
broke it
split
up.
the part one and two.
Um, Now it's been a very long time since I've seen the last two, and actually I don't even know if I watched the last one or not. But
Mm-hmm.
the scene that sticks out to me most of all, that I think, like, I haven't read the books, but I can imagine that it captures the, like, just that moment of fear in the book. It has to, is the scene where Katniss is in the tube to go up and they kill
Mm-hmm.
Cinna.
Oh yeah, and
And
that's in two.
yeah, that's what, yeah.
That's in Catching
But
Fire, and yes, I mean, and Suzanne is quite descriptive in that scene as well, and yeah, it was like this. Oh holy crap! I hold the
yeah.
fate of like where we are as a nation in my singular
Hmm.
hands, and this is what happens
Be,
when
yeah, because of my
Snow
defiance.
perceives us as a
Yeah.
threat. Yeah. Because Senna, he turned the wedding dress into the
Yeah.
Mockingjay, and the Mockingjay at that point, like Snow was not about it. He was like, "This does not need to
Hmm.
happen. This is not. this is what happens and to cause
Yeah.
a rebellion. Senna actively makes the choice to further the rebellion, and he's killed for it. And it's as a I can only imagine because Katniss is what 18,
I
19
think maybe
in
I thought she was
by this
17.
point.
I don't know. I can't
She
remember.
was 17 in the
Okay.
first, so she was 17. I think she was 17 in Hunger
Hmm.
Games. So when she's originally reaped, when she originally goes to the games, she's 17. By the time we get to Catching Fire, she's 18 or 19. And I cannot imagine being a newly formed adult
Hmm.
who with adult responsibilities who then is told you need to calm the whole world.
Yeah. And like people are looking like people from the districts are looking toward you as a beacon of hope.
Yeah,
Basically, it's like
you've got to calm this
yeah.
down. Yeah, and that's an enormous amount of responsibility put on anybody, but especially on a teenager who's
I
not
know, right?
fully into adulthood and doesn't have full
Yeah.
adult responsibilities at this point. So, it's that scene is so poignant because it's like, oh,
But like from a cinematography standpoint too, when she's
oh yeah,
being
yeah.
raised up and then the aspect ratio changes and it gets wider and it goes full screen
Oh
and
yes.
then like they're doing
I
I know
gasped,
like
like
the whole like the
audibly
first
gasped.
time I saw that I was like cuz like it is like the perfect encapsulation of what she is feeling at that moment cuz then she's thrust up into the arena and the camera's just spinning around her and she's like she can't breathe and it's like
Yeah.
like how do you move on from a moment where you just had one of your best friends killed and now you're having to fight for your life? 'Cause-
And now you don't know who in that arena is also after you
Yeah,
and the love. Well, she doesn't realize is the love of her life, but somebody who you genuinely
yeah.
care about and want to survive. Like, what do you do? How do you move forward with that? And it's so Katniss. I always felt so badly for
Mhm.
because she just wanted to feed her family, wanted her sisters to
That
survive.
was her biggest it's like she did the whole I mean, that's why she volunteered just so Prim would live.
She didn't do any of this to be a
Yeah.
rebellion icon. She didn't do any of this to start a war. She did it purely because she wanted to save her
Yeah.
family. And then is then thrust into this role of like either you're the rebellion icon
Or you
or you're calming the
comply
rebellion
and
down.
yeah.
And she's not trying to do anything. She's just trying to
She's just
survive.
out here being herself and people are taking
She's
it
being
like
herself.
they're like, "Oh, this girl." It's like, "Oh, she's not complying. She's being." It's like she's just being herself.
She's just being herself. She's not trying to do anything. And then, but I genuinely think also that like, rebellion probably would not even have happened
Hmm.
had President Snow not made the absolute gall of a mistake to throw them back in the arena.
Yeah, it's like,
You did this to
right, but it
yourself.
in a
People
way,
are angry because
though, in a way, like if they would have let them just live in the what was it called where
the victor's villa.
yeah, if they would have just it's like just live the rest of your life there, everything that was happening would just keep going. So in a way, this had to happen. It was his mistake to put them back in because he's the one that accidentally set off the revolution that destroyed everything that they are.
Yeah,
So
and
it had to
and
happen.
there's the thought process of, well, wait, did he do this on purpose? Did he do this on
I
purpose
don't.
to fuel the
You know what? I don't
rebellion?
think so. I think he's just a bad guy, and he didn't really
I
think.
mean, if you've read Ballad of Songbirds
Oh,
and Snakes,
I have
then you
not,
know that
but I've heard.
he's a more complex character. I haven't actually
Ugh.
watched the adaptation for that. I've heard it's not very good.
Oh,
I'm a little concerned about
Sunrise on the
the
Reaping.
Sunrise on the Reaping because it's also being adapted, and I'm a little concerned about that. Now they are bringing back Jennifer Lawrence and Josh Hutcherson
What?
for Sunrise on the Reaping because Sunrise on the Reaping is Haymitch's story,
That's what I thought. Yeah, I was
but
like, it's a prequel, so
Katniss and Peeta do make an appearance in the
Okay.
book. So they're bringing them back for that appearance in the movie.
Interesting.
But I'm just really, I'm kind of concerned, and I hope that they learn their lesson from the Ballad of Songbird and
Mm.
Snakes, because from what I understand, it was not that great of an adaptation.
Okay.
So I'm kind, it's one of those like,
It's like,
are we gonna? But if you read Ballad, then you know that Snow is a more complex character than just evil.
mm-hmm.
There was reasons behind the decisions that he made. Now he is evil incarnate. He is like that bad. But I think that's part of what the Hunger Games trilogy shows you at the end of it
Yeah.
anyway, because in Mockingjay, it's this statement of, oh, one is no better than the
Yeah.
other. President Coin is not better than President Snow. And that's why Katniss makes the choice to kill her and not Snow.
Yeah.
Because she realizes if this woman gets hold of our country,
It's just gonna
things are not
be,
going to
yeah.
change. It's just going to be it'll be different but worse. It's like there was no this rebellion that she was leading and what she was working up towards. She realized at the end of it all that like there was no bad or good.
Mm.
Like President Snow and President Coin were on the
Yeah,
same
it's
level.
it's it's choosing one evil over another.
Another.
Yeah.
And so she figured just kill the entire
Mm-hmm.
movement. Get rid of Coin, and you effectively get rid of Snow, because Snow is gone at this point. The capital is completely ruined, and that's because of Snow and Coin. And so like everybody's got to restart anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So take out the dictator, and you can start
Yeah.
fresh. And that's essentially what Katniss chooses to do. And then President Snow dies anyway because he gets trampled and chokes on blood.
Now,
So they both die.
because we haven't really talked too much about the movies itself, did you think knowing? Okay, so having read the books and seeing the movies, did you think they did a good job?
Oh God,
Okay.
yes. That was what I was trying, like the way that they pulled the imagery from her
Mm-hmm.
book into the real world, the way that they visualized the districts, the way
Mm-hmm.
that they visualized the Capitol showdown from Mockingjay, and like working through the mazes and Finnick O'Dare.
Yeah. Let's not get started. Let's not get started on
Finnick, my baby. I'm sorry they did that.
it.
Suzanne just has to.
Uh, uh,
Suzanne Collins and Rebecca Yarros need to just like, because
oh, no.
over traumatizing people
Uh,
with favorite character
uh,
deaths. How dare you?
uh,
Sam Claflin is Bay. Leave him alone. But no, it's the way that they translated it into film. It was,
very well done.
it was perfect.
Because I
Yeah,
love this.
Katniss was Jennifer
Mm-hmm.
Lawrence. Peter was Josh Hutcherson. The casting for every part of that movement
Mm-hmm.
made so much sense. Like, because and again, I watched it first and
And
then
then
read the
read.
books. But yeah, the imagery behind it was just
It was so well
so.
done.
It was so well done, and it did. I think the thing about Suzanne Collins is she knows when to make the statements that she
Mm-hmm.
makes. And I'm not getting political or,
I will.
but she knows. Yeah.
Uh,
It's like I don't know. Do we
well,
want to do that?
all
But
all I'll say is that I think these books and these movies hold up because they are about they're about event or not events but subjects that for some reason are repeated over and over and over in our history.
these are
And
we don't learn from
yes,
history.
so I think
Um,
especially
they
now
say if you make mistakes,
it's
yeah,
very
they say if you make mistakes that you learn from your mistakes, and we as a human
we
race are
have
not
not.
doing that, and have kind of never done that. And I think the messages that are getting released by authors like Suzanne Collins are important.
Hmm.
It's important that history is important.
Yeah, and that's why
Knowing
reading
your
these books
history is
is
important.
important. We need to know our history
We
because
need to
if
know our
not,
history,
we'll just keep making the same mistakes.
and we need to read things like The Handmaid's Tale and The Hunger Games, and these are
Yes.
dystopian novels.
Art
These are not
art
real.
imitates life.
Yeah, these are novels that the stories behind them they're fiction. However, when you look at our history and you look at what's being done, it's important. It's important media. Is how I
Mhm.
feel. It's like
Oh yeah.
the messages behind the imagery behind those movies was so very well done because they understood the message that
Yeah.
Suzanne was trying to
And not
deliver.
only that, but I feel like the movies, and this is at a time where like movies were, when movies were still good. I'm not saying that movies aren't good now, but they didn't they didn't water anything down. Like
Mm-mm.
this is children killing each other, and I just
Yeah.
feel like nothing really was watered
It's
down.
Casino Royale.
Yeah.
Which Casino Royale was first,
Oh, you
actually.
mean what?
So,
You mean not Casino Royale? Because that's
not Casino
is it
Royale.
Battle
No,
Royale?
what's it?
The
Sorry, Battle
it's a
Royale. Sorry,
Japanese. Is
my
it a
bad.
Japanese movie?
It's a
Yeah,
Japanese film. Battle Royale was first.
that
It's a
one's. I mean,
Japanese
that
film.
one's definitely not watered
Same
down.
context. Yeah, incredibly brutal. Same
Same idea. Yep.
kids in an arena killing each other. So Battle Royale was first, and then Hunger Games came after that. But I mean, it's still the message remains the same. Is like
Mm-hmm.
we have to pay attention.
Because what is a more effective message against the corruption of government than showing children being thrown into an arena to kill each other for the sake of
Peace is
peace?
what they say. For
For
the sake of peace,
what they
the
yeah.
reapings, the reapings in the Hunger Games every year are to remind them of what happens when you
Yeah.
rebel,
To keep them
and
in
to
line.
remind them to stay peaceful. And it's a convoluted anyway. Enough.
Yeah. We could keep going on
Enough.
and on and on about that.
We can keep going. That subject, yeah, we could keep talking about that. But yeah, no, the reason that it is on the list is because the books are
Yeah.
wonderful. The movies were perfect. Were a perfect translation.
Yeah.
Was it word for word? No, things change, but it was a perfect translation. The imagery remained the same. The message remained the same. They did not change major plot points. It was
It was
with like
yeah.
beat for beat. It was what I was expecting the movies to be. But yeah, the translation from book to film, spot on. I was like, okay,
Approved.
yeah, yeah,
Approved.
go.
All right.
I've
All
talked
right.
too long. Get me off of
Let
this.
me provide a little bit of like levity to the situation. We're not going to be talking about corrupt government and killing children anymore. My first favorite book to screen adaptation is How the Grinch Stole Christmas, directed by Ron Howard.
Just gonna do that for a minute. Continue. How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Yeah, the one starring Jim Carrey. I mean, seriously. I mean, yes, you can name many more iconic Christmas movies, but like I feel like this one and Elf were the last truly like modern Christmas movies
Okay.
that are now like Christmas classics. This is a Christmas
Yes.
classic,
Yeah.
and it built on the story originally by Dr. Seuss. It built on it so much because obviously the book by Dr. Seuss is I think it's mostly just his plan to steal Christmas, and that's the whole thing. Like there's no backstory to the Grinch.
There's no
So
backstory.
the
Yeah.
fact that they made a backstory, like Baby Grinch, that whole thing,
Yeah, Baby Grinch.
tragic, Absolute cinema. Absolute cinema.
He just
Oh,
wanted to
Martha!
be
Oh,
loved.
Christmas!
Oh,
He just
Christmas.
he just wanted to be accepted by everybody else.
He just
It's not
wanted to
his
be
fault that he was
loved.
a little green furry dude.
Yeah, it's not his fault. He's a
Whoville,
little
I'll,
gremlin.
Whoville is racist.
Yep.
The Who's are
Yeah.
racist, and I will stand by this.
And also just Jim Carrey.
Yeah, and Jim
The Jim
Carrey is one of
Carrey
my
of it all.
favorite actors of all time. Anything he is
Yeah.
in, I don't care if it's one of his more serious, because he's done a lot of serious movies where
He's
he's
done serious
really
stuff.
good.
Yeah. Truman Show.
Truman Show, one of my
Amazing. Yeah.
absolute favorite movies of all time. Same with Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Peak.
He's good. He's versatile.
He really
He's very
is.
versatile.
But man,
And that's, he's so great, and I just like the chutzpah, I guess, to sit in a chair for 4 to 8 hours, I think is what was said, for him to get
yeah,
into that suit
into the makeup and the full
every
suit
day.
every day.
Every
And then
day.
get out there and absolutely kill it.
And
Kill it.
It's like the
Oh my
dedication that it
God,
takes to
just
do that.
his
I think
holiday
he said
hoovie
he had to
whatty.
like take a mental break from from
Yeah.
reality, because it was like he said it was like almost torture by
I
the
can
end of it
imagine
all. It was
because
like
it's so many different prosthetics on your face, and then I mean you're head to toe. He was head to toe.
head to toe,
Full
yeah.
like fursuit. I'm sure like I don't know how well those, cuz his the Grinch hands are kind of like extended at the end, and
Yeah,
like
it's
it has
like
the
the
hair. Like I
hair
can't imagine being
hangs
able to
out.
grip stuff very well with that. And like
No,
I
yeah.
can't imagine
And
what going
walking
to the
around in
bathroom
that
was
suit all
like. I'm
day.
sure he's said in an interview somewhere. I'd love to know.
Yeah, probably.
Um
But yeah, and then he got out there and killed it. And it's like
yeah.
that's it. I'm not
That's it. I'm not
going.
going.
Like how many times the vocal stems
Someone's
that exist in
fabulous. Oh my God.
Hello,
Hello.
hello.
How are you? I asked
How
you
are
first.
you?
I asked you first.
I asked you first.
You're an idiot. Or what? No, and then he says,
You're an
I'm
idiot.
an idiot. You're an idiot.
You're an idiot. That's
Oh my
it.
God. And then
I'm not
Max.
talking to you
Max is
anymore.
adorable.
Max the
I love that
dog.
they showed like, because obviously Cindy Lou Who is a big part of the book. She
Yeah.
shows him what Christmas
Yeah.
is really all about, as well as all the Who's at the end.
Yeah.
And they have, I mean, she's prominent in the whole movie, and she even had like, she has her family. They expanded on all of that. They expanded on so many
Mhm.
characters that had nothing to do in the book or weren't even in the book. It's like it's just
Martha
one of those
May.
things where it's like
Whovier. Love her.
Martha May Whovier, the absolute
Yeah, she's
icon.
like that's another vocal stem when she's trying to put up the Christmas lights.
Yes,
Martha May
Whovier.
Whovier. I all the time pops in my mind. Anyway,
But yeah, no, I just the way, because Ron Howard is such a great director anyway, but the
yes, he
way
is.
that he was able to take a children's book that is like this thick. It's like I don't even know how many
Yes.
like 20 pages, 30 pages or something, and just make it into this whole, I mean, and then like the world he created, like that is
The world
Whoville.
he created.
That is Whoville. That
'Cause
is
you
Mount
don't
Crumpet.
you don't see you see Mount Crumpet, but you don't really see the intricacies of the
Yeah.
town the way that he put so much detail into
Yeah,
every
and making it
part of
look
this
like the
movie.
illustrations in the book.
Mhm.
Even like the
Mhm. And
Who's.
bringing it to life, and yeah. And the eggnog
Yes!
hat,
Oh
and
my
like
God! Like
all
all
of
of.
these little bits and pieces. The costume designers should have won awards if they did not. I don't know if they
I'll
did or
have
not
to
in
look,
that book.
but they should have, because like every extra in that movie was dressed to the nines. They all had the Who prosthetic. Like there was nothing left out. No
No,
cut,
not a
no
single.
corners cut. It's just so good. It's such a good movie.
It is.
and it's so
It's a
funny.
really good movie.
Uh, just yeah,
Yeah, we watch it every
yep.
Christmas.
So do
That and Elf.
yeah, Elf
Elf
is
is
my
not
other
based
favorite.
on book. Yeah, Elf is and Home Alone. We watch Home
Yes,
Alone every year.
that one's a must.
The part where he's getting electrocuted. That's the best part.
Oh
We've also, and as much as we love Home Alone, like we talk about, like that's not getting done in 3 hours.
yeah,
Because when he leaves the church at 6 o'clock and he knows that they're coming at 9 o'clock, it's like,
I know. It's like it's obviously very unrealistic, but we don't care.
and the amount of times these people would be dead,
That
like not
yes.
injured,
If I
dead.
take a brick to the face, that's causing immediate brain damage.
You've got a concussion at the very least. Harry,
So
Harry.
funny. Oh my god. So funny.
Classic.
Love
Okay.
it. All right.
Anyway,
So yeah, The Grinch. Amazing.
the Grinch.
Great.
Great. Yes, I love that that was one of your
So yeah.
adaptations.
All
That's
right. What's your
amazing.
second?
All right. Bridgerton. I
Oh,
was trying to decide.
I have not watched
This is
Bridgerton
they're
yet, so
yes, they're not ranked, but they are ranked. Because I'm saving the best for last. But the Bridgerton series, again was like somebody was like, you need to watch this show. So watch the show, and then I was like, oh, there's books.
oh,
So
let me
then
read
immediately
books.
went to the book. But I did go to the Bridgerton like subreddit and I was like, don't read the first two books.
Oh, interesting.
So Bridgerton is an adaptation that is not completely and fully true to the books.
Okay.
And by that I mean, so Julia Quinn wrote the Bridgerton series, and I did pull that up, and I was trying to see with the year. So The Duke and I was released in 2000, along with The Viscount Who Loved Me, An Offer from a Gentleman in 2001, Romancing Mr. Bridgerton in 2002, To Sir Philip with Love in 2003. So yeah, she's released these books like a year
apart.
or two, yeah, and apart from each other. And so each book follows a Bridgerton sibling. There are 8 Bridgerton siblings, all in alphabetical order. There is Anthony, Benedict, Colin, Daphne, Eloise, Francesca, Hyacinth, Gregory.
That's a lot of people.
So they're alphabetically named. There are 8 children.
8 children.
The first book, there's
Mama
8
and
children.
Papa
So the
Bridgerton.
first, and he did.
Oh!
So, he died before Gregory was born.
Oh, that sucks.
So
Anyway.
yeah, really, he got stung by a bee.
Oh! It's my girl all over again. He can't see without his glasses.
Anyway,
Yes, anyway.
so yeah, so, Bridgerton, the first book and the first season of the TV show is The Duke and I,
Okay.
which follows Daphne and the Duke of Hastings. And so they it's kind of like the fake marriage trope where like Daphne is trying to get higher up on the marriage mart, and the Duke of Hastings is trying to get lower on the marriage mart. Like he doesn't want to be, so he has Daphne, he's courting Daphne to make her more desirable and him less so.
Interesting.
Because if he's taking, they won't bother.
Okay.
And and so where the book differs is that there is trigger warnings from this point forward. Bridgerton has a lot of trigger warnings. Please be aware that there may be some stuff in the following section of Bridgerton that you may or may not be triggered by, including sexual assault, as well as abuse.
Mm,
So please be aware that that's in this next little bit here. If you want to skip over this
yes.
bit, um, the Duke and I, there is a scene where she basically grapes him.
Sh- Oh, oh, okay.
Yes,
Ugh.
and it's worse in the books than it is on the TV show.
They show it in the TV
Uh,
show?
to an extent,
Okay. Oh, okay.
they've lessened it so it's
Ugh.
more palatable.
Mm,
It is still
mm,
there. Um, what they took out, though, and I'm glad that they took this out, was the abuse from book 2, which is the Viscount Who Loved
mm,
Me, which is Antony and Kate. And it's not. I have read the Viscount Who Loved Me because I read it after I watched season 2, and it's not that bad as like people portray it to be. He steps on her
mm.
hand to keep her quiet.
Oh, okay, I see.
He's like she's under the desk and he steps on her hand to keep her quiet. It's not a.
Mm.
I wouldn't fully categorize it as abuse, but I would say it's not okay.
Yeah, yeah.
And definitely paints very sweet Anthony, which is um Johnny Bailey. There we go.
Your man's. How did you
Johnny
forget
Bailey.
your man's name?
I know. I don't know. Johnny Bailey. His version of Anthony is very quiet, reserved, but very very sweet, and just wants to be loved underneath. And so, adding those aspects in from the Viscount Who Loved Me would have historically
Ugh.
changed his character. So I'm really glad that they left those bits out for Viscount Who Loved Me. The boys are better. The boys are
In
better
the
in
show.
every single way. The
Well,
TV
that's
show
good.
boys are better than the
See, this
books.
is here's
I will say
I'm
that.
glad that certain adaptations decide to do that instead because I don't know about everybody else when I want to watch something, like obviously I like horror and stuff, but I most of the time if I put on a show like Bridgerton where it's like I see how it's not marketed, but I see what it looks like and I'm like, this seems like a fun show. This seems like a nice like I don't want to be watching things like that. It's like I don't want to suffer or I don't want to like feel other people suffering through the I don't know. I don't like when they put things like that. That's why I think sometimes Game of Thrones just goes a little too far. It's like we don't
Goes a
have
little
to
too far.
these are things we do not have to
They
show.
pulled it back, and season 1 is the worst.
Yeah.
Season 1 is the worst for including like the thing that I probably wouldn't have included, but it was integral to their
Mhm.
story and how they developed. So I do understand to a point that you couldn't
You
take
couldn't
it
take it
all
out,
the way
but
out. So what's happening is that the Duke of Hastings is terrified of having
okay.
children because his mother died either young or in childbirth with him. And so he doesn't want to be a father to
Mhm.
anybody because his father was terrible and abused him. And so he has kind of made that I'm not going to have
Yeah.
kids. And so Daphne and the Duke kind of get forced into a marriage because they decide that they're going to have a fun little romp in the
Oh,
garden where people can
oh
see them. And
no.
and
So
and
now it's like, oh well, now we
Anthony,
have to be in a relationship.
yeah, Anthony catches them, which is her brother, and threatens to kill him.
Oh.
And the
Oh.
Duke is like, I shall duel you. And she shows up.
Oh.
She shows up and she's like, I don't care if you can't love me. I don't want you to die. Marry me instead. So they get married, and then he shows her the joy of sexual relations. But he refuses
Mhm.
to reach his pinnacle within her
Oh, right, because he doesn't want kids.
because he doesn't want kids.
I
And
I
she's
get
like,
it.
I
I get it.
know.
You want to end the bloodline. You don't want to repeat your father's mistakes because you think that you are going to turn out that way. I get it. I
And
understand.
so, because Daphne does not understand sex, she doesn't understand what's happening.
Oh,
She thinks something's wrong with her. She doesn't think that he can do it. He can do
right.
it. And then she finds out that he's lying to her about not being able to have kids because he just told her he couldn't have them.
Oh.
And decides to trick him into.
Oh. Okay, I see how that's relevant to the plot. Okay, I understand.
And is a
Girl,
challenge
oh my
that they have
god.
to overcome.
Oh.
And so that you can't take it out.
Oh.
The way that they chose to do it was better
Mm.
than the book version. So yeah, that's the first season. And so the first season, that storyline was included. So that was it. The other seasons don't have anything like
Mm.
that.
That's
So
that's
I
that's
was
good.
okay with that. Neither do the books. So like that, the
So that was like
really
the
Daphne and
worst of it.
Antony were the yeah Daphne and Antony were the problematic children in the Bridgerton
Oh.
family. And they needed to be tailored a little bit. So um, what I really love about the show is the storylines are intact
Mm.
enough and changed enough that you've created a beautiful story that relates to your fans of the books, but also can bring new people in and they can really enjoy it. The costuming, oh
Yeah.
my, like hello. It's gorgeous. The set design is gorgeous. The costumes are gorgeous. They've got that period like
Yeah.
thing to them that is awesome. Um and then living in kind of a dystopian England Regency era in which African Americans are actually in um, the higher
Mm.
levels of court. Like the Duke of Hastings, he's African American. Queen Charlotte is African American. So you don't just have rich white folks walking
Yeah.
around.
Like
You've got people
yeah.
of color that are included within the court. So I thought that was
That's
very
cool
a
because
very
it's
good
like again,
inclusion.
this is a I don't want to say fictitious world, but like we can reimagine the Regency era if we want to.
Yeah, you can reimagine the Regency era. They did it with Hamilton. Why
Yeah.
can't they do it with the Regency era? So, I thought that was a very good inclusion, and it was very well done. So, season 1 is The Duke and I. Season 2 is Viscount Who Loved Me. Season 3 is Romancing Mr. Bridgerton, which is my personal favorite and also my favorite of the
Ooh.
books, because it is Colin and Penelope.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know about this one because it was everywhere. Everyone was like, "You gotta see
Everywhere.
this."
Yeah, so, and then they made season 4, because season 4 has released part 1, and then they made season 3 look like a clown.
Oh.
Like, you watch season 4, you're like, oh,
Like,
tis
ah.
steamy. Where did,
Ah!
um, but yeah, so the third season was Romancing Mr. Bridgerton, which is between Colin and Penelope. Spoiler, Penelope, oh, I'm not saying it. Never mind. You're
Yeah,
gonna
I
watch
will.
it at some
Yeah,
point.
so I don't want to know.
I'm not gonna say it. I'm not
I don't
saying
want to
it.
know.
Um, I'm not saying it. But Colin and Penelope are my favorite couple
Okay.
so far. I do like Benedict and Sophie, and that is the current season.
Okay.
So season 4 is An Offer from a Gentleman, which is the third book. This Romancing Mr. Bridgerton was the fourth book, so they went fourth book and then they backtracked
Okay.
to the third book. We're doing Benedict and Sophie. And Benedict is the second son. He's an artist. He meets and falls in love with Sophie,
Mm.
who is a maid.
Mm-hmm.
Which is no, you don't,
Oh, you don't
we
do
don't,
that.
we don't. You can have a mistress that's a maid. You cannot have a member of a waitstaff
But
marry a member of
love
but love.
conquers all.
So, Benedict's got some growing to do for part 2.
Oh.
Let me just tell you, because where it ended on part 1,
Oh no.
it's like, why did you say that? Why did you do that? And then you said that. Huh?
Like, boy, what?
It was perfect. And then you did that. Okay. Okay, and he does that in the book too. So it's like it's pretty. I did the same thing. I yelled at him when I was reading the book, and I was like, "Why did you do that? Do you not understand? yeah, like I'm gonna say the Bridgerton boys are clueless sometimes. That's all I'm
Okay.
gonna say. The Bridgerton boys are absolutely and completely and totally clueless at certain points in times in the books and in the TV show, and you just
It's like,
want to like,
eh,
just, are you good now? Did you get it now?
no.
No. Okay. So angry.
Oh my god.
But yeah, so that's up and
Okay.
coming. That's one of my up and comings is Bridgerton
Season
season
4.
4, which started before we filmed this, but it won't finish until after we have filmed this because the part 2 comes out on February 26th, I
Okay.
believe.
Cool.
So they've released it in 2 separate parts. I don't like that they do that.
I know.
Netflix
It's like,
fixed it. Release the whole thing. I want to binge 8 episodes of the steamy Bridgerton show. Please don't. Why are we breaking it?
it's
And why did you end it there?
it's because you can't trust anybody anymore with spoilers. Like they just immediately they'll binge it in one day, and then they'll be like, "I can't believe this happened," and it's like, well, half the world hasn't seen it yet because some of us
Yeah.
work
Yeah.
and do not have
Some of us
8 hours
work.
to binge 8 episodes.
Yeah, you need to go watch
Okay.
Bridgerton though. I think you would really enjoy it and appreciate it. If you're gonna read the books, don't read book
Okay.
1 for
Okay.
sure. Book 1 does not need to be read. Book 2, I didn't feel like it was that bad. I was fine with book 2.
Mm.
Book 2 was not as bad as they made it seem like to
Mm.
me. And also, you have to take into account that she's writing this from a Regency perspective and not from a modern perspective. So there
Okay.
are things that the men in these books do and the women in these books do that you would not consider to be okay
In
in
today's.
modern times, and you would not do that. If you realize that you're reading a bodice ripper
Mm.
and that bodice rippers traditionally have those elements within them to an aspect, then you understand where she's
Yeah.
the aspect that she is writing from. Is it okay? Should that be in our books? Probably
Probably
not.
not.
I would say like we've evolved to a point now where I don't think that those tropes need to be explored in modern literature,
Mhm.
and in things that are getting written out. Even in Regency era, things that are being written out, you don't necessarily need the sexual assault aspect.
Yeah.
You don't need um, the abuse. Those things don't have to be
It's
between the
like,
two main
yeah.
characters that are supposed to
Yeah.
love each other. They don't have to be there. But this was in an era in the 90s and the early 2000s where bodice rippers were getting written, and
Mm.
they were things that had that theming. That was a major thing with bodice rippers back in the 90s and the early
Yeah.
2000s. So if you take it from that aspect, then you understand why it's in these books, but you don't have to. This is not media that you have to ingest if
You're
you don't
right.
want to.
Yep. That's the thing. It's like
That,
sometimes not everything is for everyone. It's like if
mhm.
you know you're not gonna like it, you don't have to read it. You don't have to watch it.
One of the up and coming ones I'm talking about is one that somebody's going to be like, "Why did you read that?" It's good, okay? I don't know. It might not
There's a
be for
lot of
you, but
people
it was
that
for
have read
me.
it, I'm sure. So,
Yeah. I mean, the Bridgerton books are so popular that like it would not surprise me the amount of
mm,
people that have read it versus who have not read it. However, I'm telling you, you do not have to read the first book. Just
okay,
skip it.
good to know.
Yeah.
Good to know. Okay, so I'm gonna mention this one, and it'll be kind of quick because I know we're probably gonna have a whole episode on it later on. But my next favorite is Frankenstein, the most recent one directed by Guillermo del Toro, book originally by Mary Shelley. I mean, I know we've talked about. It's like I think I've talked about Frankenstein like every episode since the beginning. It's
It's
like I
gotten
mean, I'm
mentioned at
wearing the
least once.
shirt. It's the only like book shirt that I own, so I was like, I'm wearing my Frankenstein shirt. And I almost
I
like
can't show you the rest of this.
I require. I I s-
Please continue
I s-
talking. I have to turn off my heater. If if you notice that I'm now suddenly wearing a different shirt, I was boiling hot.
She was
If you know that
girl was
meme, that's like,
boiling alive
I'm
over
in
there.
danger.
78
Yeah,
degrees.
it's like that I'm in danger meme. Like that was me. I just started to feel sweat like come down the back of my neck,
Like
and I was like,
like
oh
I remember you
no.
talking about Frankenstein and you're just like like just sweat dripping down, just like like
I'm fine. Everything's fine.
all right.
All right.
Well, okay, so I don't even remember where I left off, but let me start again. So, the new Frankenstein by Guillermo del Toro.
Mhm.
That is on my favorites list.
Mhm.
Um, I again, I think I've talked about Frankenstein in every single episode that we've made.
Yeah.
Um,
It's made a mention at
at
least one
least once
time
in
per
every
episode.
episode, just because I love it so much. It's been a very long time since I had read the book, and I think I mentioned this before. Where I don't even think I had read the whole thing because we read it at school, and I think they only had us
Mhm.
read like either the creature's tale or part of Victor's story. I can't remember. Either way, I hadn't read the whole thing, so when I went back, I was like, "Oh, this is like I'm taking this as a challenge because it's been a very long time since I've read anything from the
Mhm.
Victorian era." So it's like it's
Oh
just and
wow.
it's like I
Yeah,
had so much
it's a
fun
difficult.
like not deciphering, but just like reading how they put things in, you know, um cuz like I don't know, there's just and then there's so many references in there that are like solely Victorian era references that we would not get today unless we had like the edition that I
Prior knowledge.
yeah, like the edition that I read had like the footnotes so you could look in the back and see and so it's like every time I saw the little footnote thing I'm like, "Oh, I get to be there's going to be a fun fact. What am I going to learn about now?" So I learned a lot and it was just a fun little journey and I really got a
Mhm.
lot out of it. Even if the book and the movie are completely different. And now I've seen other iterations of the movie. I haven't seen the original one. I gotta get on that. The 1931 version, the Universal Frankenstein. I haven't seen it. Um, the only other ones that I've seen is like the miniseries that they made in like the 80s or 90s.
Mhm.
That stars President Snow, by the way. um, I saw that one, and I saw the one that Kenneth Branagh made with what's her name, Helena Bonham Carter as the bride. So, and Robert De Niro as the monster, which is like what? Like, and I totally
Robert De
forgot
Niro.
about that. Until,
Not who I would
yeah,
have.
because like I remember, so when we were watching, when after we watched this movie, I was like, I want to read the book, and I want to watch all the Frankenstein stuff, and I remembered that version, and I was like, who played the monster in that? And then I look on IMDb and I was like, Robert De Niro? You got Robert De Niro to be the like what? It's just
Be the
such a bizarre to me
monster.
that's such a bizarre like
The one
career
that
move.
always. Yeah, it's like, what did you do? The one that always comes to mind for me is the Mel Brooks,
Yeah,
Gene
and I know
Wilder
we've talked
version of.
about that one too. Putting on
Yeah,
Ritz.
that one popped up on my TikTok the other day. It's like, would you mind telling me what brain you put in here?
So, but so every iteration of screen adaptation is different in some way
Hmm.
from the book. I thought the mini series was like pretty it was pretty spot on to the book, but I feel like the changes that and now not everyone is going to agree with me. I don't care. It's like I'm a fan of the book and the movie. So, but I think the changes that Guillermo made to not only the general plot but also to the characters really uh I think helped drive home the themes that Mary Shelley was going for. Like these are things that I want to emphasize, and I think his changes really did that, in my humble opinion. Um,
I actually started the Guillermo. I can't say his name. The
Guillermo
that
del Toro.
version of it.
the
Thank you. I can't say it. I think I have a slight, like, speech impediment that never got caught because my R's are hard. It's hard. Guillermo del Toro. Like, I have to
Del Toro.
Del Toro. I have to say it in a very southern accent because I can't say it otherwise. I started it, but then I was like, I don't know if David wants to watch it or not, so then I wound up
Hmm.
stopping it.
I will
So
say,
hopefully,
I will say one thing that I really enjoyed about the movie is that so when you get to the creature's tale in the book, like because you sympathize with the creature in the book, you do, um, and in the movie,
he didn't choose to be here.
what?
He didn't choose to be
Yeah,
here.
it's like he was abandoned by his creator, and it's like he didn't ask to be created, but the movie makes you sympathize with him even more, like a lot more. And Jacob Elordi's performance just like kill me now. He was perfect. He was perfect. I was not aware of his game. I knew him from Euphoria.
That game.
Euphoria and the
Yeah,
kissing booth. Who knew
Victoria
this same
and the
man
kissing booth.
could portray a helpless creature, play him like he's a newborn baby, and have you literally crying by the end of it because he's so precious and did not deserve anything that he went through. And
Yeah, he's
I
that
know
good.
I'm not alone in this particular part of what I'm going to say because I saw it all over the internet after, but this movie truly spoke to everyone who has ever been seen as an outcast in any way. Because there's points in this where it's like the first time I watched it, I just kept seeing myself so much in the
Hmm.
creature because like and I just kept thinking like cuz he plays it with such a childlike innocence because he's literally seeing the world for the first time. And I just like remember like me as like a little kid. I wasn't like I don't want to say I was sheltered or anything and I definitely wasn't homeschooled, but there
Hmm.
was an innocence about the way that I was raised and about how I grew up to where like I always saw the world like with rose tinted glasses. It's like everything is so beautiful, everything's so and like I just like I always wanted to like just enjoy like the little experiences, like little things. Like there's one scene where he like experiences snow for the first time and he's like he says that it's like the world has been made pure again and it's like little things like that in my childhood that I remember that then like once I got into like middle school and high school and I got like I started getting like bullied a lot just for being who I was and for being this naive kid and also just for physically not looking like everyone else as well. 'Cause I was bullied a lot for my appearance. It just it hits so hard. And then there's one line that he says in the movie where he's like, "To you, I'm obscene, but to me, I just am. Like I'm just
Oh.
existing." And I just tears, tears, and that's not in the book, but it was such a beautiful addition because
Hmm.
it just and I know I had read so many other people on the internet feeling the exact same way, especially about that line. And I'm like, I'm glad it wasn't just me, because I know the book is a lot more about. It's much more than being prejudiced towards someone who doesn't look like you, and it's so much more than this. But it just you can't
But
help but
it's yeah.
sympathize and empathize and really relate. And I love the creature. I love him so much. And I just it's like I remember writing something on my Instagram where I was like it's like it made me almost like regress to like that time in my life in middle school and everything where like I couldn't fathom why people were treating me so badly for just existing. I didn't do anything to
For just
them. I
being there.
wasn't,
Yeah.
and it's like what did I
Yeah.
do? Like,
You didn't do, yeah, I also experienced quite a lot of bullying, especially in middle
mhm.
school. And it was I haven't done
Yeah, it's like
anything.
you're just you, and these people are just focusing on these little minute things about you that they can pick on and make you feel like you're not
Or
supposed to be in this world.
finding your
Mhm.
vulnerabilities. I just recently went through something that you know
Yeah.
about, and I'm not gonna fully expose on the
Yeah.
internet because it doesn't need to be. But I just went through basically a friend group breakup, but it wasn't my
Yeah.
choosing,
You did
and it was
nothing.
just like they found the vulnerable spot and broke down years of friendship
For what? Like, for something so stupid and then.
so she could cheat on her husband. I'll say that part out loud. Nobody knows who I'm
Mm.
talking about. If somebody that I know is watching this and knows who I'm talking about, then you
Yeah.
know who I'm talking about. But essentially, she decided to completely destroy my reputation because she wanted to cheat on her sick and dying husband.
Like, the audacity of some people, truly. Maybe feel like some people really need to do some more inward reflecting before they do outward damage to anyone else.
And what sucks about that is a lot about like what you're saying with the monster in that I feel like that I am a genuine person,
Hmm.
that I have a good heart. Um, if you are one of my people, I try to like do
Mm.
anything I can for you and love you with my whole heart. I don't hold people back. I just love. I just
Yeah.
am. And what really sucked about that situation was that I am who I am.
Hmm. Yeah.
That has not changed. And yet you couldn't see through the lies that these people were telling about my character
It's like,
and overcome that. And so I lost an entire group of friends, one of which I was friends with for 10 years
mm.
because she believed the lies
And
that
it's
these
like,
people were
yeah. Like,
perpetuating.
how are you gonna believe that over someone you've known for 10 years? It's like 10 years. So I've known you for 12. And it's like, there's no, like, everything that you, like, said that they were talking about you. I'm like, are we really talking about the same person? Because I feel like, after 10 years, like, you really, like, I know you after that long. I know that you would never do any of those things. You would never act that way. So I know it's like, and that's what baffles me, where it's like,
And I did a lot of self reflection. It made me question a lot about who I was as a person. I was like, is there something that I'm not seeing? I spent a lot of time, we don't really talk about religion. I am a Christian, but I spent a lot of time in prayer, and I spent a lot of time in just trying
mhm,
to see their side of what they were saying to me and trying to understand, okay, is it me? Did I do something that would have been portrayed as that?
mhm,
Like, was there a miscommunication that happened that um it's
yeah,
just it was a really hard time in my life, and I can only, and why I would empathize with the monster,
mhm,
because it was like, am I a horrible person? I went through a
yeah,
really,
and
like,
it's like it's one of those things where it's like, am I? It's like everybody's treating me like I'm, like, to put it bluntly, like everyone's treating me like
terrible,
I'm a
like I'm
monster.
terrible.
So
Yeah,
is that really what I am?
yeah,
And
yeah.
like, in the book, this is a little different in the movie, but in the book, the monster kind of runs with that. It's like, well, if you're treating me like this and everyone else is treating me like this, then I guess that's what I am, and now I'm going to indulge in that and be that. And you'll see what happens, so I'm not gonna. But
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, that's why. But I understand when you say that you empathize with the
mhm,
monster. I get that too. I mean, I've been through different points in my life,
Mhm.
but especially this last one where it was like when the whole world around you is telling you that you're bad and you're a
You start to
monster,
believe it.
it's so hard. Yeah, and so it's like I've had to do a lot of soul searching. The information that continues to come out
Mm.
about everything that went on during that time period is helping a
Yeah,
lot
because you realize that
because
you
I
were
have
not
fully
crazy and you were not gonna.
yeah, I have fully realized that I was not the problem. They were the
Mhm.
problems. They had a battle within themselves that they were fighting,
Mhm.
and they chose to use me as an outlet to distract from what they were struggling with. And I really just think it was because they, I don't know, maybe they were jealous. I have no
So
idea.
you never
But
know.
the information that has come out has made me realize that it was a battle within themselves and not within me. I've forgiven them. I
Mm.
forget I haven't spoken on anything right until this moment. And again, I'm not naming names. I'm not calling anybody out. I know what you've done. I know what you've done to my
Mhm.
family. I know what you've done to me. And that's you will figure yourself out in time, but it is not
Yeah.
about me. And as far as like Frankenstein goes and empathizing with the monster, it's the same thing.
Mhm.
It's like being misunderstood and being bullied and having
Yeah.
to go through something like that. Come out the other side to realize that you are who you are,
Mhm.
and that's a beautiful thing to
Exactly.
be. That's
And kind of adding on this because I know both of us are neurodivergent. Like 100%, very much. We don't know to what degree. We've
no,
never been diagnosed or anything, but we definitely.
surely not.
But thing that's it's kind of uh, it's spoken on in the book and definitely in the movie is how difficult it is for the creature to navigate a world that was not made for him. And I feel like that
Mm-hmm.
is every neurodivergent experience. The world is not
Mm-hmm.
made for people like us, and we constantly have to
Mm-mm.
adapt to, you know, everybody else's
And if you're
expectations, everybody else's, you know. So I think that's
and if you're outside
another
the
layer of
norm,
why so many people really liked this version is we all just felt that like like the creature. We felt that level of misunderstanding and wondering what it is that we did wrong when we're just here. We were not asked to be on this planet, and now the world is expecting us to mold ourselves around it.
conform.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Be this thing. Be this version. And the image that like even the people that I'm talking about are putting out does not match the
mhm.
inside. And it's like we're just told to match that
Yeah.
image. You see the other people doing this, you need to be doing
Yeah.
this too. And it's like it's not so
It's
easy.
really not.
And then to see the I'm trying to think how to say things because I don't want to besmirch anybody's name. This not on me to judge,
They deserve it.
but I'm trying really hard to move past. It's so hard to stay
I
silent.
know.
I think that's one thing
Well, when
that
you see
like
an
I don't
injustice, when
think
you see someone do
yeah.
something that is very wrong and get away with it, how you it's not easy to let that go.
It's not easy to
It's not.
stay silent. And but you see that the imagery that's on the outside doesn't match what's on the
No.
inside. On the inside, these people are going through battles and are far worse off. And I would rather be true to myself
Yeah,
and let my image be true to
than
myself
to fake it.
than to fake it or to try to be someone I'm
Yeah.
not. Because I'm not like those people.
Yeah, we don't have
I'm
to be.
not, and I don't have to be. I have my friends, I have my family, and I'm
Mhm.
happy. And everybody should come away from that situation and empathizing with the monster and know that you're beautiful the way that
Yeah.
you are. You don't have to be someone's outside
Hmm.
appearance of what they think you need to be.
Exactly.
We get deep
Yeah.
on this podcast.
Man, it's like I I would love to add more about this. Just watch the movie. Just watch the movie and read this book. For the love of God, if there's anything you do in this life, read the book, watch this movie, and yeah, I it's like again, like I've said before, I could talk forever and ever about both of them, and we will,
Mhm.
because we'll be
And we
doing a
will.
whole
We're gonna
episode
do a
on that.
whole episode
That's why I don't want to go too.
on
I don't want to go too deep
Slytherin.
on this one.
Oh, we kind of did
We
go
did.
deep on this one.
I think
Um,
the main takeaway is that it was a beautiful movie visually, and is very different from the book, but for the
hmm,
better, in my opinion,
hmm,
for the better. And I think both of these versions of Frankenstein, the true version and this movie version, I think beautifully coincide and can coexist with each other as just great pieces of fiction. Beautiful.
and film. Yes.
Cinema. Okay, but we'll move on.
Cinema. We'll move on. I've got kind of a
Okay.
twofer. I'm going to talk about them together because they're different. They're vastly different, but they're in the same area of book to screen adaptation that I think is
Okay.
important and needs to be seen. And that's Heated Rivalry
Aha.
and mhm, and Red, White, and Royal
Okay.
Blue.
Okay, because they're like in the same
Now,
general vein.
they're in the same vein. They are not the same
Okay.
stories. I'm talking about them together because they're kind of in the same vein of LGBTQ
Sport. Are they both
media.
sports related? They're not.
No, they're
Okay.
not both sports. Heated Rivalry has hit the screen from Crave Canada, Jacob Tierney, who created Shoresy. That man is a genius in everything he does, and I will always watch his stuff. Shoresy's about to come out, and I'm
Show us
so
in.
excited. That's not a book, so we're not talking about that. But Heated Rivalry is about two hockey players that are basically introduced to the world of
Hmm.
pro hockey at the same time. They both go in as rookies. They're the same year. And a flirtation begins that then turns into we went to Bang
Hmm.
Bang Town.
From the
Okay,
first episode, man.
that
From
is
the
what it is.
first
You
episode.
go to Bang Bang Town from day one. All right, you go there from page one. It's not. This is not a book that is light on
Yeah.
the sexual content. It's not. Page one, there's sexual content. So, these two hockey players are rivals, and they start a flirtation, and then they started a situationship
Hmm.
is the best
That's
word
yeah.
for it because they're not in a relationship, but they do care about each other. But the undertones of the book, which is Heated Rivalry and The Long Game, are both Shane and
Hmm.
Ilya. This is I pulled it up so that I could go to. This is a Game Changer series by Rachel Reed, which is all about gay hockey players. Like every book in the series is gay hockey players. But in the world of hockey, being gay is not really a thing that's done.
Yeah.
It's not a thing that you do. You are not an openly gay hockey player. You can completely tank your career doing
It's a
it.
very macho sport.
And very macho sport. And so Rachel Reed wrote Game Changers, the first of which is Scott and Kip in the book called Game Changer, which you get to see in episode 3
Mm.
of Heated
Okay.
Rivalry. And then Ilya and Shane come next. They're in book 2, which is Heated Rivalry. And then they come back in book 6 for The Long Game. And she's writing another one that I think is Unrivaled, is the
Okay.
name of it. Um, and that's also Ilya and Shane. But it's such a deeper story. And what I really loved about the adaptation to screen is that they were not afraid
Hmm.
to reach into those elements of
Oh
insecurity
yeah.
and emotional intelligence and vulnerability. And The cast has gotten asked a few times, why do you think this resonated so much with
Mhm.
female
Yeah.
um, audiences? And it's because they were not afraid to be vulnerable, especially
Mhm.
Ilya. Shane is actually on the spectrum. He's neurodivergent. This has been confirmed by Rachel Reed. It's been confirmed by Hudson Williams and has been confirmed by Jacob Tierney, who
Mhm.
created the show. So he's on the spectrum, and he is not as tapped into his emotions as Ilya is. And so Ilya's story is so beautiful because he's Russian, and you can't be gay in
No,
Russia.
it's a
That's not
big,
a thing you can do.
big time illegal. Like,
And he's bisexual. I don't want to take away his
mm,
identity, but he's bisexual. He's not just gay. He's bisexual, likes both. Um, but in creating the situationship with Shane, he then realizes, oh no,
yeah,
I'm in deep.
yeah,
I love him. This is the problem.
like, oh,
Yeah, no, it's very much like I can't do this to him.
mm,
I can't put him in danger. I can't put me in
no,
danger. Like I need to end this. And there's such an emotional scene in the TV show that you don't have translated in the
ooh,
book, where um, Ilya's father dies and he goes home to Russia to go to the funeral, and Shane calls him, or he asks to call Shane. They get on a phone call and he's like, English is hard. And Shane says, well, just say it to me in Russian. I won't understand what you're saying.
I've seen, so I haven't finished the show yet, but I've seen this clip because it was everywhere, and I was like, that's,
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah, he says, I don't understand what you're saying, but just say it because maybe it'll make you feel better. And Ilya pours his heart
mm,
fully out. I was crying because of how much hurt and pain and comfort
yeah,
that he gets from being able to just say this to Shane. And he's not saying it in a language that he can understand, but it's almost like Shane kind of gets the
yeah.
message anyway. In the book, you don't see what he has said.
Oh,
None of it's translated. It's just he speaks a bunch of Russian and that's it. Like none of it's translated, none of it's even written down. And so I thought that was a really beautiful addition to the
yeah.
show. And then the scene with in the hospital between Ilya and Shane.
Mm,
That's all I'm gonna say
yeah.
because I don't think you're there yet.
Yeah, I'm not there yet.
So I'm not spoiling anything for you. But that scene in the hospital, it was such a an emotional
Uh,
breakthrough, I think, for Ilya and Shane. Um, and so that I think it's important that emotional intelligence and vulnerability is important, and it's important to be
oh
seen,
yeah.
and it's important to be
Es-
seen within a queer relationship
yeah,
like
and
that.
especially
Um,
two male characters in a very male sport. Cause like men are always from youth. They're basically told their feelings don't matter. So to have
mhm.
this show where it's like here's two men, two hockey players that are just they can be as vulnerable as they want to be with
With
each
each
other,
other.
and it's like it's beautiful. We need
It's
more
a
of this.
beautiful,
We
yeah.
need more of this.
We
We
need
need
to see
more
it
of
more.
men being open about their feelings
Hmm.
because we have too much of men bottling up all these feelings and it just leads to hatred and anger and bad things happen as a result. And this would
Yeah.
all be solved if we just all accepted and asked men to just share their feelings. It is okay to
Just
cry.
share.
It is okay to
It's okay
be
to be vulnerable. It's okay to cry. And it's like that was one thing that David and I kind of had to break through because again, nobody had really told him that it was
yeah.
okay to share his feelings. And from Jump Street, I was like, I'm an emotional person,
Mhm.
and I need to feel like you're in it
Yeah.
with me, and I need you to know that you can trust me with these feelings, and know that I'm holding them for
Hmm.
you, and that it's not you're safe here.
Exactly.
And so over time he's gotten a whole lot better at like communicating his feelings to
Mm,
me. And that it's important in any relationship, not just in queer
yeah.
relationships, but in cis relationship, in any relationship that exists out there, between two people that love each other very much. If there's not emotional intelligence and if there's not communication that's happening, it's a
Hmm.
struggle. And so to see that in this form of media where you're in a very masculine dominated world,
Hmm.
and it's these two characters that are trying to navigate that and still have emotional intelligence and still try to
Yeah.
communicate with each other, that was really beautiful to see on my screen. And then I watched the show and then
With
went
the
and
book.
read the book. That happens so much to me. I
Yeah.
was just like, oh, this is good. Oh wait, there's books.
It's actually happened to me way more than I thought. Like I thought I was a book first person, movie after. So many of these, like even like the ones that I have on my list, so many of them I
Hmm.
saw the movie first and then read the book after. And I didn't
Hmm.
realize.
I almost think that's the way to
Mm.
do it. And people will be like, "No, read it first." And then no,
Yeah.
I think watch it first and then read it. When you read something first, you're judging the media
Yeah.
based on what you've read.
Yeah.
When you've watched it first, you kind of know what happens, and so then the book just kind of expands on that. And sometimes you read the book and go, "Oh my God, that was
Yeah.
awful," and then sometimes you read the book and
You're
you're
like,
like,
"Oh, that was
"Oh, that's
so
so
much
in
better."
line."
Yep.
Yeah, and with Heated Rivalry and The Long Game, because I've read both of them, it did, like, I was like, oh, this makes the book mean
Yeah.
more to see how they translated it to screen. So that one, and then Red, White, and Royal Blue is about the president's son and the Prince of England.
Oh. Oh.
And so the prince has known he was gay for forever. The president's
Did
son did
not.
not
Ooh.
realize that he was in any
Ooh.
form
Ooh.
gay. He had like dabbled, but he didn't know. And so the the president's son and the prince kind of hate each other because of a miscommunication like thing that happened where the president's son met the prince and then the prince said to someone else, "Get me out of
Oh.
here." And so yeah, and so then the president's son then thinks that it's because of him, and it you'll figure it out if you read the book or watch the movie. But they're kind of enemies. They like they cause trouble. So they go to the wedding of the it's like the princess, I guess.
Mhm.
I don't know. There's a wedding, and
A
it's
wedding
at
is
Buckingham
involved.
Palace. So it's a royal wedding, and the president, who's a female by the way,
Oh.
female president,
Ooh.
um, played by Uma Thurman.
Ooh. Okay. I'd love Uma Thurman as our president.
You haven't watched this yet. You probably should, because Taylor. Oh God, I get his name wrong every time. Taylor Zakhar
Ooh, I don't know who
Perez,
that
I
is.
want to say is his name. I, honest to God, couldn't tell you. Hold on a minute. Taylor Zakhar Perez, I
Okay.
was right. And Nick Galitzine.
I don't know that I've heard of either of them.
You've seen Nick Galitzine if you've not heard of him. He was in Purple Heart.
Oh, that guy.
He
That guy. Okay.
he was in
Yes.
that movie with Anne Hathaway.
Yes.
Me Before You. No, I don't know what it was called. Anyway, he was in
Okay.
that one. So the they go to the royal wedding, and then the prince and the president's son get into a small fight, and
Ooh.
the and they wind up knocking over the royal cake.
Not the royal cake. Oh
The
no,
royal
with the
cake.
buttercream frosting.
Yeah, it's so like his name is Alex, so it's Prince. I just saw it. I just saw it. Prince Henry and Alex. Those are the two main.
Henry.
And so his mom is like, "You need to do damage control because what even was that?" And he's like, "But I didn't mean like it was an accident. I wasn't trying to. But he's
Oh.
like, "No, you knocked over an entire like $20,000 cake." at a royal wedding.
Mm.
You two are going to become the best of friends, and that winds up kind of being a mistake on mom's
It's
part
like, oh, they
from
were
a
more
political
than
standpoint
friends.
because they got closer. And then on
Mhm.
New Year's Eve, the prince kisses Alex, and Alex has a sexual awakening and realizes.
Whoa!
So, I won't give the rest of it away so that you can
Ooh,
watch it.
yeah, I gotta
But
see it.
the reason that I really liked, and again, watched it the book.
Yep.
Uh, so, and what I really missed from the book that the movie did not have was that Alex has a
Mm,
sister that he doesn't have in the movie. Like he has a sister in the
mm,
book, doesn't have it in the movie. Not really sure why they did away with that aspect of it. I don't know if it just didn't work out for what they were
mm.
trying to do, but they kind of put the girl that he was raised with, Nora Holleran, who's like the VP's daughter. They were kind of raised up together, and so they kind of put Nora in the spot of his sister in the book.
Okay.
That kind of disappointed me. Not there were some emails and text conversations that weren't translated to screen as well that I kind of was
Mhm.
disappointed in. But overall, it was a cute and fun and like when you watch those romantic comedies and they're almost a little bit too
Yeah.
cheesy, but it's like it's just a feel good,
Yeah, where it's like,
cute.
I can excuse this because I'm having a great time. Like, yeah.
That, yeah. And I think that it's in um I think that it's important for that to be on media. Like for me at least, it's you don't you don't have a whole bunch of like queer romances
Yeah.
like that are just so fun and like
That are
cutesy and
treated
like
like all these
that are
hetero
treated
Hallmark
like
movies.
hetero romance movies, and it's like and I want to see more
Yeah.
of that. I think the best inclusion that we can have is to treat queer
Just
romances
like
the
any
same way
other
we
one,
do straight
like,
romances.
just
It doesn't have to be a big
yeah.
deal that they're gay. It doesn't have to be their entire identity that they
I
are
almost
gay. Let them just be gay and in
yeah,
love.
and I prefer that, and I think this is an issue that I have with Disney movies lately, and I'll give a specific example. So, let me rev up for this one. I love representation. I think it's about time that we have some. However, when it comes from a corporation as large as Disney, where you can tell that the only reason they're doing it is to fill a quota and they're not being genuine about it, that's when I have a problem. And unfortunately, there was a movie that we watched. What was it? Was it Strange? I think it was Strange Worlds.
Hmm.
First, movie's not good. First of all, it's not good. It's not memorable. If you liked it, I applaud you because I fell asleep. Well, I fell asleep for maybe like 15 minutes and then I did watch the rest of it. I it's not that I like fell asleep and didn't give it a chance. I did watch the whole thing. The problem that I had with this movie is that this movie we called it Inclusion the Movie because you had disabled characters, you had a disabled dog, you had two gay characters, and I think because when they show like the village, I think there's like multiple. If I remember right, they show like multiple like same-sex couples, which would be beautiful because this is the world that we live in, where it's like
Hmm.
will step out the door and it's like there's so many different types of people out there, and it's a beautiful thing. But they made these people, so the disabled people and the same sex couples, they made like their whole personality the fact that they're disabled or that they're gay. And it's
And
like
that's not the way to
it's like
do it. I also don't think. That's not
No,
it. That's not what we want
because
to see. Inclusion does not mean you make it completely about the fact that they're
it's like
disabled. Inclusion means that they're
as
there.
humans, we contain multitudes. We are not one dimensional.
Mm.
And why are we making these characters one dimensional? Like, it made me so mad because I was like, just let them exist. Just let them exist. They love each other, but they don't have to mention it constantly. That they're it's like it doesn't have to be the reason for them existing. And maybe I'm wrong. I
The
don't know if
plot
this
does
is a
not have to
bad
be that they're
take, and I
gay.
would love some education on it further if I am wrong. But it just as
Yeah.
somebody as somebody who is disabled, okay, I have multiple chronic illnesses. I wouldn't want to be portrayed in a movie where that is my entire personality. Because in my daily life, like, yes, I struggle, but it's not on the forefront of my mind the entire time. So just, I just see me as a person, not as a disabled person. That's just my take. I don't know.
No, I
Yeah.
understand. I'm on the same page with that because I do feel like representation is important, inclusion is important, but it needs to be done in the correct
Mhm.
way. If we're fetishizing queer
That's
romance,
yeah.
if we are making the plot that they are gay and not about the fact that they love each other
Mhm.
and the intricacies behind that, then I feel like we're doing a disservice.
Yeah.
Because the whole thing has been about equality, right? The whole thing has been about we just want to be treated like
It's
everybody
like we
else.
just want to see ourselves on the screen as just another person. Just another
Mm.
person on the screen, just like everybody else on the screen is on there. Okay, anyway, we've yapped too much about
Yes, we have.
we've gone too
But
much
yes,
off
no.
the topic.
As a final point on it, I think that this form of media is important. I think having queer books is important. Queer book
Mhm.
romance is important. I think adapting them from film to screen is important. I think that this is monumental in terms of
Yeah.
seeing this form of media on our screens because Will and Grace was like the only thing that I remember really being there as we were growing up. And
Yeah.
there probably were other things that maybe I didn't see or I don't know about. But I remember Will and Grace being kind of that transformative media for placing queer people on our TV
Mhm.
screens. And it should have started increasing it more and more and more. And then I think like there's Modern Family. I think that
Yes. Modern Family.
there's a couple in there. So there's been a few things here and there, but I think that normalizing it and making it a story about love and the difficulties and intricacies of that, as opposed to almost making it like, oh look, they're
Yeah, like
gay.
making
Like,
it driving home the point of it, like, because they're just like everybody else.
yeah,
It's like just treat us.
I think
It's
it's
like just
important.
treat us
Anyway,
as humans.
but
Anyway, okay. So my
next.
third favorite adaptation. I'm gonna try and be quick about this. It is Fight Club, directed by David
Ooh
Fincher,
yeah,
original book by Chuck Palahniuk. I think that's how you say his last name.
Palahniuk.
Okay, there we go. Thank you.
Palahniuk, yeah.
um,
Chuck
this is
Palahniuk.
an example where the movie added a lot to the book. The book
Mm-hmm.
it's a short book. It's like maybe like that thick. But this like visually added so much to the story.
Oh
And the
no, yeah,
fact that
yeah.
cuz obviously the whole thing about this book and this movie is toxic masculinity and how men do not understand it's like the intricacies of men and their toxic masculinity and not dealing with it like we said by sharing your feelings, be vulnerable, share those emotions. No, that all gets balled up and there's a fight club. They let it
Mm-hmm.
all out in a fight club.
Hmm. And I think you could also argue that it's also about the importance of mental
Yes,
health.
importance of mental health, the
'Cause
dangers of
Tyler
consumerism,
Durden
and
is not
the
okay. Yeah.
expectations of men that lead to the societal expectations of men to be and look a certain way, and what happens when they internalize it and don't let it out. Because
Mhm.
obviously the whole character of Tyler Durden is the main character's like ideal, like this is the ideal man. This is what Hollywood and society is feeding me that I need to look like and be like, and so I thought the movie did so well in casting Tyler Durden as Brad Pitt, because Brad Pitt is like like when you think of Hollywood men, like Brad
And
Pitt is at the
masculinity.
forefront because he was such a
And
yeah, and
masculinity,
like
yeah.
peak
Yeah.
masculine like perfection. That's Brad Pitt
Mhm.
because he's just been
That's bad trait, yeah.
marketed as a heartthrob his entire life. He's been the Hollywood
Yeah.
hottie his entire life. The moment he stepped
Yeah.
onto the screen for the first time. And
And it's like Ed Norton as your
yeah,
narrator,
and
and it's like,
he's
"Oh, okay."
it's like Ed Norton is such a like, at least in this movie, he's such a scrawny, wimpy dude. And to have like his mental self be Brad Pitt, amazing.
Mhm.
Amazing.
It's everything that he
Yeah,
wants to be and what he feels like he should
exactly.
be, but cannot be. Yeah, it's Fight Club is up there with one of
It's
those
so good.
talking about messaging within
Yeah.
movies, like, if that's not a yeah, it's and it's so funny because the men that probably need to see it the
Well,
most, a lot of them, like, saw it and was like, "That's such a cool movie," and they
so I
didn't
have a
get
story
it.
about this actually that I was reading. And I remember reading this back then, but I kind of refreshed before we did this. So the author of this book, it's like he was trying to make a point about toxic masculinity in his book.
Mhm.
And he said that the unfortunate reality is that like once the movie came out, which he said from his own words that the movie is better than his own book. But he said that
Mhm.
after the movie came out, people were coming to see him at like conventions and things and meeting him, and pretty much every interaction that he had with men, they were talking about
Mhm.
how much this book changed their life, and oh, I started my own fight club, and like he just like was like open mouthed the whole time because he's like, this is not this is you completely misinterpreted
You
everything that
missed it.
this
You
movie
missed
and this
the
book
point.
is about. This is not so it actually kind of did the opposite and created like a whole slew of toxic men because they interpreted this more as just a movie about fighting people and going sticking it to the man. And it's like that's not so and he just I remember reading that story and he was just so disappointed because like you
Yeah, because it's like,
completely
this is not
misconstrued what this book is supposed to be about. And it's like and he said that like people were telling him like they're very violent stories, and he didn't know what to do. He was like, this isn't what I wanted.
no, I think it would have been very hard for me in that moment, knowing
Yeah.
that it's a fan, knowing that they appreciated the work, but then also at the same time you didn't it would be hard for me to be faced with that and then not be like,
Yeah.
"You didn't get it, man.
It's
Like,
like
you
if
need to
you're
go read the
Suzanne
book."
Collins and someone comes up to you and says that they thought the Capitol was treated unfairly. And it's
Yeah.
like, did you read my book at all?
Yeah. Which I will say, on that note, there is a level because the Capitol was being fed the information by President
Right.
Snow, by the people that were in charge. there is a level of naivety that these people
True,
had
true.
because the the powers that be were making the Hunger Games look like a form of entertainment. Were glorifying and praising these absolutely horrible things that they were doing to these children
See,
and normalized
mm,
it to the point that the people in the capital did not know what was happening in the other
mm.
districts. And sort of it's almost like they were pets.
It's like I can see that. I can see where
Not that
it's
that they
still
were
bad
treated
because they're still
unfairly.
complicit. It's like you're watching
Not
children
Yeah,
die and you're not saying anything about it.
they're still complicit. I'm not
Yeah,
saying they're not complicit, but I am saying that in a way it's almost like they were sheep
yeah, yeah. That's a good way
being
to
led.
put it. Because they're being blinded as well. Because they're being fed only what the capital wants them to know, or the president wants
So
them to know.
so there's a level of, and I think Suzanne wrote it that
Yeah,
way. I mean, it's very clear that she wrote it
everybody is a
because
victim
like
in
when I
some way.
everybody is a victim in some way in this book, and I think she wrote that very
Mm.
clearly. Not that they were treated unfairly, because they absolutely were
No.
not.
Oh
They didn't have to
no.
worry about food shortages or clothes shortages or heat going out or this or that, the third. Now, I will say that President Snow, Coriolanus, when he in Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, he's in the
Hmm.
capital, and they don't have any food. So
Interesting.
like that stuff still
Yeah.
reached the cat. Like if you weren't in the top tiers, you struggled.
Hmm.
And so I think that there are layers to the world that she created that you really have to
Yeah.
dig. I don't think there's
Nothing.
anybody in that show
I think.
that or in the
Yeah.
book that was not a victim of some
And I think
sort.
that's the
So
beauty of things like that is that it really shows. It really imitates life in that way where it's like nothing in life is truly black and white. There. It's all one giant gray area.
if you're told the sky is blue your entire life, and one day it turns
That
out
it's not.
the sky
Yeah.
is green, like that's your whole life has
Hmm.
changed. And so I think with the people in the capital, they've always been told it's one way, and it's not that way, and they're not knowledgeable enough to really understand the intricacies of what all is going on. That doesn't excuse their behaviors because hello, wake
Yeah.
up,
But
but
what are they gonna do?
at the
Because
same
they don't
time,
wanna. It's like they're in a slightly better position than all of the districts, because at least they're in the capital, so they don't want to make anybody higher up mad, so they just kind of play along.
it shows that there is intricacies to the evils of our
Mm-hmm.
world that I don't think we'll ever
Ever.
understand. And I think if we do finally understand, that's when a change will get
Yeah.
made. Because you have to understand that this terrible, awful thing was happening, but that these people were involved with it, but they weren't
Yeah.
involved with it. And so then if they only kind of knew, they probably would not have participated in what
We
happened.
could
And then
hope, but
we could
yeah.
cope and then look at what happened to the people that did
Mm-hmm.
know and tried to say something and tried to get
Yeah.
information out there. That could also be related to, we're not going to talk
Yeah.
about it, but the current state
Mm-hmm.
of things, um, that that look at what happened to the people who knew and tried to help and were effectively shut down.
Mm-hmm.
That's like the until we as a human race realize that it is not one side versus the other.
Yeah.
It
I
is
think.
good and what is good versus what is fully and totally
Mm-hmm.
evil. And we have to rally together. It's never
Yeah.
we're not going to get anywhere. Nothing's ever going to happen.
But yeah,
Hot take.
Fight Club. Great movie.
Fight Club.
Great movie. And I would suggest reading the book. The book is good. It's very good.
I mean, we've watched that movie a million
Yeah,
times.
because
We love that
it's
movie.
so well
But
made, and like everything about it, like the editing, the cinematography, the narration, everything. adds to the
Ooh,
message.
the hint,
Yeah, the
the hints
hints throughout the
and then
movie, and then at the end, you're like,
ooh, what?
like, huh?
What the
Yeah,
I mean, cause like I remember watching it for the first time and not catching some
yeah,
of the
me too.
stuff, and then getting to the end of it and like, wait, and then having to go back and watch it
Hmm.
again, and then being like, oh, because it's no, you never really know, and there's never really any like
Yeah.
it what am I trying to say? It doesn't come to fruition that you know that Tyler Durden is not
Hmm.
real. It's always left
Yeah.
open ended. The end of that movie does not solve the problems or answer the questions. You still don't know whether or not Tyler Durden is a real
Oh,
human
he's
being.
definitely not.
But if you
It's more like,
but when you pay attention to the bits and pieces throughout the movie, like the fact that you never see Helena Bonham
and
Carter with both
yeah,
of them
in the
at the
same,
same
yep.
time, like
Tyler
the fact
Durden's
that
never
like there
at the group meetings. The what was that called? It was a support group.
the support group, he's not there. It's just all of these things that like as you watch the movie again after getting to the
Yeah.
end of it and realizing that maybe something wasn't right, then you go, oh, this was all
Like,
just a figment of his imagination.
oh,
Like it was all
yep.
him. It was always
It's
him
crazy.
doing all of this stuff. Yeah, and but still, if you just watch the movie for what it is, by the time you get to the end of it, you're like, was Tyler real or not? Like you don't know. There's no conclusion on that statement. There is never a conclusion on that statement. And I even wonder if Helena Bonham Carter is
She
real.
was.
I
She
don't think
was.
she is.
Marla was
I don't
real.
know. I I have questions about Maya because I think that Maya was his femininity. If Tyler was his toxic masculinity, then I think Maya represented the femininity that he wanted to have, craved to have, and felt like he couldn't.
That's a good way to think of it. I think because I read the book, I know she was real. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
but
It's in the
in the
movie,
movie,
it's
yeah,
more
yeah,
ambiguous.
and that, again, that's the beauty of cinema. And it's like if that is a change that David Fincher made, great, great change. Loved it.
We'll never know.
Um,
It'll never be
yeah.
confirmed. They want people to take out of that what they'll take out of that.
Well, they want
And they
people to
won't.
take a
I don't
certain
think they'll.
message out of that, and unfortunately, it's not the message
Yes,
that people
absolutely.
take.
No, not at base level. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
If you watch that movie at base level, then you're not going
yeah.
any deeper than that. But if you watch that movie for what it is, they want you to draw your own conclusions
Mhm.
about how everything turned out and why everything is the way it is. They want you to dig
Mhm.
deeper on it. If you didn't dig deeper, you didn't
Mm-mm.
get it.
And most people don't.
If you watch that movie, it's like Fight Club's fun.
It's like,
You didn't get it. I'm gonna hold your hand when I tell
it's
you
like,
this.
let's watch the movie again, but really think about it this time. Really think.
Maybe don't just watch it. Maybe actually think. Use that. I know it's hard to use that, but
Uh,
get two brain cells firing. Okay, anyway,
yes,
moving
your
on.
next one.
Um, my final one that I have watched, not upcoming. I mean, it is partially upcoming, but I've watched the rest of it. Is Outlander.
Hmm.
The
You've mentioned
chemistry.
Outlander in almost every episode. This
Ugh,
is your
the
Frankenstein.
chemistry. I'm dying. I okay, so I quit my job last November because I can't. I
Yeah,
couldn't. They put me in middle school. I'm a teacher. Uh, pray for me because I
every
need it.
day.
Um, every day. I'm back in teaching now, but last year I quit my job because it was a horrid place to work, filled with people who don't know how to do their jobs, and
Mm.
so I walked away. I called my husband and I was like, I'm coming home. I can't do this anymore. and my mental health is not okay. I'm crying every
Mm,
day. Like, it's
yeah.
time for me to come home. And so while I was home, Atlas would have nap time, and I would want to watch
Mm.
something. And so I watched Outlander one time,
And you were like,
and then I waited for both of them to go to bed, both David and my son, and then watched 4 episodes and stayed up till 2 a.m.
whoa.
and went to bed because I knew that that my son would wake
Oh
up
my
at like
god.
8 in the morning, and I was like, I gotta get some sleep here. So I, get some sleep, and then he would go like stay with his grandparents a couple of days, like not all the time, but like Tuesday and
Mm.
Thursday, like he would go stay with a grandparent so that I could clean the house or do whatever I wanted to do. And so I would watch Outlander while I was cleaning the house and stuff. There's 7 seasons of it.
Mm.
Um, I found out that there was a book series and
You were like,
immediately
oh.
downed it. Oh god. If the TV show, if the book is anything like the TV show,
Just
yeah, okay, let's
whoa.
go. Yeah,
Woohoo.
all right. Um, and so yeah, the books are like the TV shows. The TV show does make some creative story
Mm.
changes based on what they're trying to fit into it. So there are, like I said, currently 9 books. The 10th book is coming out this
Ooh.
year.
Ooh.
Um, and I gotta get to it. So Outlander, which was the first one, was and it was posted under a different name in the UK. It was published under a different name. It was Cross Stitch. So
Oh.
the American version is Outlander. The UK version was Cross Stitch.
Interesting.
I'd love to get my hand on
On a UK
one of the
version.
original Cross Stitch.
Oh,
Yeah, I
that's so
would.
cool.
I may. Maybe I will. When I go to Scotland, I'll find one. Um, but Outlander is the first one, and season 1 is book 1, Outlander, and then season 2 is Dragonfly and
Oh.
Amber. They stayed true. Season 3 is Voyager. They stayed true. And then where we kind of switched up was that we realized that we were probably not going to have as many seasons as there are books,
Oh.
and so we started pushing multiple books into
Oh
one
no, they started
season.
cramming.
It was not, it's not bad. I'm not going to say that it's bad.
Mm.
So, season 4 is mostly Drums of Autumn, which is the
Mm.
fourth book. Um, and there is some of the Fiery Cross kind of pushed into that, which was the fifth book. Then season 5 is primarily Fiery Cross, and then there's a little push of A Breath of Snow and
Mm.
Ashes. Season 6 is A Breath of Snow and Ashes and a little bit of Echo in the Bone. So that's the
Mm.
seventh book. And then seventh season was primarily Echo in the Bone, with some of Written in My Own Heart's
Mm.
Blood. But what it did was put them in a really tough position because they got the call that season 8, which is the upcoming season, which is releasing on March 6th, which I am so excited about. I'm not ready for it to end. I'm gonna bawl like a little baby. I know it. But anyway, the eighth season now has to include written in a little bit of, from an Echo in the Bone that they
Mm.
didn't get to, the rest of Written in My Own Heart's Blood, the rest of Go Tell the Bees That I Am Gone, which is the ninth book, and then A Blessing for a Warrior Going Out, which is the 10th and final book that is getting released
Wow.
this year. You've set yourself up for a bit of failure
Oh
here.
no. I
I
feel like
don't
they probably
don't really
shouldn't
know.
have started. I mean, I don't know as to the status of when the show actually started, but maybe they shouldn't have picked up a book series that was still ongoing and started a show. It's like I feel like it's smarter to like oh, excuse me. I feel like it's smarter to pick up a book series that's already done. So that way it's like
Yeah.
you can
By the time when it got picked up, because it got picked up, and I believe it got the first season. I'm looking because I pulled it up. The first season aired in 2014, and in 2014 she had 8 books.
okay.
She was finishing Go Tell the Bees That I'm Gone, which is the ninth book, and then starting, the warrior going out. Um, she has really long book titles.
Yeah, it's like, whoa.
I can't remember all of it. It's a very long book title. Um, but she was writing and finishing Bees, had not started on Warrior when they started with season 1. So they knew that there was at least going to be one more book. And Diana knew that she had 10 books that she wanted to do. So I think it just wound up being unfortunate because the stars wound up saying, well, you're only getting 8 seasons. And then only gave them 10 episodes for the 8th season.
You know what? 10 is respectable.
For $4.
Oh, for 4 books in one. How do you. I don't even know how you begin to do that.
It's really kind of like 3.5 because they basically finished Echo and the Bone in season 7 and then incorporated some of Moby in season 7. So they've got like on a low estimate 2.5 books and on a high estimate 3.5 books to cover in 10 episodes. This will be interesting. And I will say that for me personally, the high seasons for Outlander were 1, 2, 3, and 4. With season 3 and season 4 being my 2 favorite seasons. If I was rating them, I would probably say 3. Wait a minute, hold on. From best to worst. Season 1, 3, 4, 5, 2, 6, 7.
Okay.
So 3, 4, and 5 are probably my favorite. I love season 1 because season 1 just got it. And that's why I fell in love with the adaptation because they just got it. The visual imagery was there. Who they selected as Jamie and Claire was perfect. Sam Heughan and Katrina Balfe, like perfect. Okay? Perfect, Jamie and Claire. Their chemistry is off the charts. You can't convince me that these people didn't have relations with each other outside of the TV show. I'm telling you. They made the correct story changes in order to fit everything in line. Was everything there? No. But what they did get into the season made sense thematically for the show. Where I think we started going wrong was when we started combining books into multiple seasons and into one season. When we took multiple books and started putting them into one season, and that season wasn't a full run. That's when we started getting to the point that I was like, we might need to reevaluate what we're doing, because just to go back and look, the first season was 16 episodes. The second season was 13. Season 3 was 13. Season 4 was 13. Season 5 was 12. And then COVID happened, so season 6 was only 8 episodes. But then after COVID happened, they didn't revert back. Oh no, yes they did. Because there was 16 episodes in season 7.
Okay.
Or 16 episodes in season 7. And then we turned around and for season 8, we only did 10.
That's a...
and I'm like...
wonder why they...
There's only so much that you can put into an hour. And 16 is a respectable number to be able to cover the type of things that you want to cover. I didn't feel like, even though it was, I did have it in the worst on the list, I really did not feel like season 7 was a bad season. It was a solid season. I enjoyed it. I watched all of it. I literally got a Star subscription so that I could watch season 7 because I didn't want to wait for it to be on Netflix. If anything, season 6 was probably weaker because it was during COVID. What made season 7 lose some of it was the sexual spark was not as strong.
No.
Not that sex has to be in everything. I really don't feel like it does.
There's a time and place.
However, when one of the hottest scenes was during season 6 when there were COVID precautions in
Whoa.
place, and it's nowhere to be seen in season 7. We might have
I
made a
feel like
mistake
from
here,
what
folks.
I know about Outlander, like the spicy scenes are they're just part of the show's backbone. Like they're just you expect them. Like you expect
And
dragons
it's
in Game of
and they were
Thrones.
written that way too. It's not like the books shied away from it.
Yeah,
It's
it's like
written that way in the
it
books.
it should be there. It is a part of it's a part of it.
It is a
Yeah.
part of it. It is a large part of it. And then you gave us the table scene in
Not the
season
table
7, and it was
scene.
like,
I don't know what that is.
it wasn't good, okay? The scene in the book was 10 times better. The scene in the book was in a
Oh,
freaking garden shed, and it was
oh.
amazing, and it was heartfelt, and it was sweet, and then you gave us the table.
I think always got to be a table. Has anybody actually like? Is that actually comfortable for anybody? I can't imagine that
And
it
they
is.
looked so disconnected. They were so disconnected, and we lost the
The
like.
spark is
And I
not there.
understand, well, thematically, where we're at in the book and in the TV show, at that point in the TV show, like thematically, I get what you were trying to do. But making them do that on a table and look stiff and like they don't even want to be
Well,
there.
I mean, who wants to be on a table? That's uncomfortable. I have back problems. I don't want to be on a table.
And you can't put a scene like that in the adaptation when we physically have the book resolution for the issue that you are giving, and it's 10 times better. There was a book. And it's not like Diana Gabaldon doesn't work on the freaking show. They bring her in all the time. Like,
There was a book. There was a blueprint.
there was a fully written scene for what you were filming. There is a fully written resolution for the problem that you are filming, and you put it on the table.
Oh.
And I hadn't even read book 7 when I watched season 7.
So you were like, yeah, this is pretty good, and then you read the book and you're like,
No, it was awkward
oh,
then.
oh.
I was like, why did that get filmed in that way? This is not sexy. This looks like they hate each other.
Oh. Oh.
And then I read the book and I was like, what do you mean? Why?
Oh, no.
Why Tablegate? Why were we given Tablegate?
Not Tablegate.
That's what it's called.
Oh my god, it's a
on
real.
Tumblr.
Oh. Well, people aren't too happy about that then.
No, no one was happy about Tablegate. People remain not happy about Tablegate. That's why season 7 is at the bottom of the list. Because it was a good season and I enjoyed it, but Tablegate killed every bit of that.
Oh, man.
Every bit.
We could have had
You had such a choice. Yeah, you had such a choice that you could have made in that instance because there is a very lovely written resolution scene. Because Jamie and Claire are mad at each other. And it's like, I understand to an extent some of the animosity between the two of them because this is like supposed to be makeup.
Yeah.
But when you had a book that had that storyline in it, that had that resolution in it, because it was like it was 10 times better in the book. It was like, why was Tablegate?
That's infuriating.
But the rest of it's great. The rest of it's great. I'm looking forward to season 8 and looking forward to what they're gonna do with it. By this point I have read all 9 books.
Oh, cool.
I'm waiting on Warrior going out because it's not out yet. And I'm excited to see what she's gonna do with the book. I'm excited to see what they're gonna do with the show. I'm excited to see if they incorporate anything from the book into the show. I think they've already stated that the ending is different from book 10 because she doesn't want anybody to know what the ending in the book is.
Interesting.
The only person that knows is Sam Hewen. and that's because she told him when he was selected as
Oh
Jamie.
my god.
But it's a beautiful story in a beautiful setting because it's set in, with change of settings, but the first 3 seasons are set in Scotland, with some offshoot of Paris
Ooh.
in there. They actually filmed at the Pride and Prejudice house,
Ooh. Ooh.
which
Not
I'm
the
gonna go
Bennett
see when
house.
we.
Ooh.
No, not the Bennett,
No,
not the
not the
Bennett
Bennett
house.
house.
It's
The Darcy house?
Darcy's. The
Ooh.
Darcy house was
Ooh.
used in Outlander, and so there's a lot of a
Actually,
beautiful imagery.
now that I think about it, I think it's also the Darcy house. The Darcy house was used in Frankenstein. Because I remember somebody putting like the two screenshots.
It gets a lot of use.
Yeah, I guess
It
it's
gets
just
a
one
lot.
of those places where it's like, well, we can film here and it's
It
beautiful and it
it
could be
is
Victorian or
one of the,
Regency
yeah.
or whatever it is that we want it to be.
Um, Pride and Prejudice house, because that's the
Yeah, I'm
most
pretty sure I remember seeing a
popular.
screenshot.
Chatsworth House, which is Pemberley, Groombridge Place, which is Longbourn, and Basildon Park, which is Netherfield. So Chatsworth House, movies, filmed, shoot, movies and TV shows filmed at Chatsworth House.
Yeah,
I'm just
It
talking
was the
because
Wilton house. The Wilton house has been used in Pride and Prejudice, Emma, Bridgerton, Queen Charlotte, and now Frankenstein.
what about the Outlander? One of the
It's
Outlander
probably a
houses
different one
was.
then. I don't know which one the Hilton house or the Hilton house, Wilton house was. Um,
If I put house used in Outlander and Pride and Prejudice. Wilton House.
oh, so it was the same house. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Wilton House, used for interior scenes of Pemberley in the 2005 Pride and Prejudice, specifically the double cube room where Elizabeth meets Georgiana
Mm, okay.
Darcy. It was also used in Outlander, where, hold on, has finished filming at Wilton House in the last few days. They were in residence for 2 weeks. It is standing in for the Palace of Versailles.
Ooh.
So that would be season 2.
Okay.
The Wilton House was used for in season 2. Um, but the imagery is beautiful. The costumes are
Mhm.
beautiful. They are time period accurate for the most part, because I don't know if you know, but tartans actually did not exist in the form that they do now with all the bright
Interesting.
colors. In the 1700s. In the 1700s, it was not necessarily a clan tartan. It was based on the region
Yeah.
around you. So the dyes and stuff that you could get from the region around you, not necessarily clan
Mhm.
specific. So the tartan that Jamie wears in the Outlander books is tied to his region, which was Clan Fraser, and then Clan Mackenzie had a different tartan altogether. So there were some variations in there, but they stayed very true to at Bridgerton. Outlander, the costume designers actually created their own
That is
tartan
amazing. I love
for
things.
each
I love
of the
costume
clans.
design.
Yeah,
I love it so much. And I love when they
they
put
created
so much thought
so much
into,
thought,
yeah.
and yeah.
Uh,
And the thoughtfulness continued because, like, at one part, Marcelly, who is like Jamie's stepdaughter, um, there's in season 2 they go to Paris, France, and so Claire has all these beautiful gowns that she gets to use in Paris, and then when she's gone, and I won't ruin any
hmm.
spoilers for you, but when she's not there anymore, um, Jamie gives the dresses to his
Mhm.
stepdaughter, and so when Claire comes back, um, she's she's like she's getting on the boat. Jamie, and she sees Marceline, and she's like, "Is that my cloak?" And Jamie's like, "Well, yeah, I didn't want them to go to waste, so I gave them Marceline to alter and use for herself." And he was like, "I hope you don't mind." And she's like, "No, I don't mind. It's just I
Yeah.
thought I recognized the cloak." So it's like there's small little attentions to detail with costuming and forms of that. It was very wonderful to see um, the world brought to life and treated with so much
Mm,
kindness and love.
that's good.
I think they did a really good job. I think w- there's some things in the later seasons that could have been handled
Mm,
better. I think we should never have started shoving multiple books into one season, especially if you weren't going to give us a full 16 episode
yeah.
run. Um, but overall, I've been very pleased with the show. I have loved the show. I will be excited to see where we end the show. I'm gonna cry. I've seen the trailers and the interviews that they've started doing for the final season, and I'm already
Oh
crying. So I'm
no.
just not. I'm not ready. It's such a comfort show for
Mm.
me that
You're like,
I'm
no,
like
I can't.
not.
I don't want this to end. I don't want this to
I'm
end.
not. I'm not doing okay mentally when I think about the fact that there
Oh
will not be another season
no.
after this. Like this really sucks. But I'm getting through it. We'll be
We'll be
fine.
fine. We'll be fine.
You're gonna be fine. I've talked for too long. Please
Yes,
move on.
we're at 2.5 hours now. So
Yeah, we gotta hurry up.
I'm gonna be quick with mine, hopefully.
Bum rush.
Okay. My last one. Ooh, my stomach just grumbled. I'm gonna have to get some lunch after this.
Oh, you're so hungry.
My last one that I'm gonna be talking about, and again, it's another repeat of a book that I've mentioned before. It was in my top books of all time when we did that episode. Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, the 2011 one, directed by David Fincher, another David Fincher movie. I love him. I think he's my favorite
Hmm.
director, so that's why I love his movies so much.
I don't even know who my favorite
I,
director
I
is,
think
so
he's
that's
one of. I
impressive
think
that
he
you
just,
do.
if he isn't the director for me, he's one of my favorites. Just because, like,
Chris Columbus is the only one that comes to mind.
his movies are good. They're very heartwarming. Yeah,
Great
great
movie.
movies.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
book originally by Stieg Larsson. There's also a Swedish, because it's a Swedish novel. It happens. Everything takes place in Sweden. Hold on, give me a second. William, he's playing with a water bottle. Um. Okay, I apologize. My cat was crushing a water bottle next to me, and I was like, But yeah, so Swedish author. Books take place in Sweden. So he's doing it again. Hold on. I'll be right back. I apologize. This this
Hello.
this is it. All right, I'm gonna put it right here. Hopefully, I can speak now. So there is a Swedish version. So there's, well, now that it's like I found out recently that there's like 5 books, 6 books. But
9.
what? 9?
9.
I'll fact check that later. But anyway, so apparently yes,
I,
there are many.
okay.
There's 9.
I'll fact check it
Yes,
right
please
now.
please
Keep
do.
talking.
So it's just Google the Millennium series. But anyway, so when at the time that this movie came out, there were only 3 books. It was just a trilogy. And so there's a Swedish version of the movie made in 2009 that they actually did all 3 of those books. And they are also good. I don't want to take away because I did watch them. But me personally, I liked the American remake better. And I think it just comes down to the aesthetic of it, because David Fincher's style of like cinematography is very like I don't know how to explain it. it's it's very sharp. I don't know how else to like to explain it. Like
No, sharp works.
sharp
Sharp
and
works.
dark.
There's
Sharp and dark. It's like it's
my bad. There's 8, but there's
there's
a think
eight.
a
Oh,
ninth
there
one
will
coming out.
probably be a
There's
ninth.
8, but I believe that there is another one coming
Oh
out this
my
year.
god. I need to catch up. I need to catch up because up
No, you
until
don't. No, you really don't, because from what I understand, the other ones are not that
they're
good
not
as the
because
original
after
trilogy.
he died, that because I've only read the one that came after Girl in the Spider's Web. I have up until maybe like the sixth book, I think, and I just haven't gotten to them. But
Girl in the Spider's Web, Girl Who Takes an Eye for an Eye,
okay,
Girl
I read
Who
those
Lived
two.
Twice, and then Karen Smirnoff is doing the other 3, which is Girl in the Eagle's Talon, Girl with Ice in Her
Oh my
Veins, and then
god,
the ninth one, which is not released.
we need to stop. As much as I love these
Mhm.
books and I love these movies, we need to stop.
It's just money
Yep.
grab. It's just
But
money grab at this point.
let me circle back here. Let me circle back. Okay, I love the American version more because I love this book and this story is so like it's like it was made for David Fincher's style of cinematography.
Hmm.
So and then Rooney Mara as Lisbeth Salander, amazing. Like that is who I pictured. I was like,
Hmm.
that's her. That is Lisbeth. It's beautiful. She's just is so good. She's she's amazing, and I'm so mad that they didn't decide to continue because they were fully on board. Like David Fincher, Rooney Mara, and Daniel Craig, who plays the main character, the journalist. They were all on board to continue, and Sony decided, nah, we're not doing this. And it makes me so mad because the second book is the best one. It's the best one. I wanted to see it so bad. I was like, this is going to be an amazing movie. And then they're like, no, we're not doing this. And I was like, God, why?
It's like because the messaging was
Ugh,
too loud.
I just,
It's like Eyes Wide Shut and 20 minutes being cut
ugh,
out of it. It's like it's the same
crushed my
thing here.
soul,
It's like,
man.
no, you can't do that.
Crushed my soul because
Yeah.
it is literally it is the best book. It is the book that like left me open mouthed in the library at school because I was reading and then something happens and I just like had to take 5 minutes and just process what it was that I just read. But this is like one of my favorite movies of all time. It is so good. And if I never talked about, because I've talked about this book before, but I don't think I ever talked about what it's actually about. It,
I don't know if we gave a rundown. I think we gave a mini
I
rundown, but
don't think
not
I
like,
did, but it's a
I
crime
don't
thriller
remember.
is basically what it is, and it focuses on the disappearance of actually, well, not really disappearance because they believe it's a murder, and
Oh,
this journalist basically is sent to investigate, and it has a lot to do with not only like crime within a family, but also like on a government corruption level. It was just very well done. I when I read the book, I was just hooked, and I had to buy the other two immediately because I knew I was just going to keep on going. And that is like one of my favorite book series ever because the character of Elizabeth is so like compelling. You just can't get enough of her. And
mm-hmm.
there's so much about her where you just like you feel for her. She was an or she wasn't orphaned, but like her parents were not good people. And it's just it's so good. It's like I could again talk forever about it. Read this book. Just read it. And actually with this one, I feel like I recommend watching the movie before reading the book cuz the book is a different experience. But it's so
Okay.
good. It's so well done. There's a lot of like because it's a reporter investigating, so there's a lot of like investigative journalism in it, which I thought was really fun. And then you have Lisbeth's story, and because she's kind of like a ward of the state, and it's like, because she was abandoned as a child, and she's kind of been in the, I don't know if she was in the foster system or not for years, but she's a very, very messed up individual. She had a very messed up childhood, and it shows. And we get to know her and the reason why she does the things that she does. But she becomes very integral to the investigation, and she finds things out that the journalist isn't able to because she has the balls to get out there and just find them out for
And get it
herself.
done. Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
great book, great movie. Watch the Swedish versions too; they're good. I just personally like the American one more. So yeah.
I've never read
Well,
it. I haven't.
so I will say this: do, if you are thinking about reading it or watching it, heavy trigger warnings, like heavy, heavy. There is abuse. I want to say child abuse is a running theme in the whole series, only because it touches on her childhood. And also SA is heavy. Heavy, especially one scene. There's one scene
Okay.
in the book and the movie that is very hard to watch and read.
Mhm.
But she gets her
Okay.
revenge, so yeah. You don't mess with her. She is not one to be messed with.
It doesn't sound like
Yeah.
somebody to mess with.
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna wrap up by talking
Yes.
about the upcoming stuff. We're gonna give a brief rundown. I'm gonna do my entire list. We're not gonna talk too much
Mhm.
about it. We just want to give you like our up and coming, the ones we're
We are
excited
excited.
about for
Yes.
this year. So I've already stated Bridgerton season 4, Outlander season 8. Both of those are up and coming. I've
Mhm.
talked at length about both of those shows. What I was surprised to see when researching for this episode was that The Count of Monte Cristo is
Oh,
getting a reboot. And not only is it getting a reboot, but it's getting a reboot with our boy Sam
our
Claflin,
mans, our mans,
our man's.
finna go there.
So I'm real excited for that. And Count of Monte Cristo, if you don't know what that's about, then where have you been? Did you go through the education system? Because like everyone knows Count of Monte. Anyway, um, the other one is some new ones that I just found out about. The Bodyguard by Catherine Center, which is not a male bodyguard; it is a female bodyguard for, I
Ooh.
believe. I'm not gonna misstate here. Is he an actor?
Mm.
Or is he? He's famous.
Yeah, I
He's
mean,
famous.
all famous people need bodyguards. I don't know who else
I don't
would.
know what he's famous for. I don't remember if he's an actor or if he's a singer. He's very famous and he needs a bodyguard, and so he like hires a company and they send out this itty bitty little woman that doesn't look like she can hurt a fly. She can, and they,
Why couldn't they make her beefy? We want like beefy women in our like. You
I
know what I
think it's
mean?
no, cause it like in this case, in the way that Hannah Brooks is written, her being small
Oh, people
is not a
underestimate her,
hindrance.
and they're like,
Yeah,
okay,
she's a
okay,
powerhouse.
okay,
She's just small.
all right,
She just doesn't look like she
right.
would be, but she's a powerhouse. And so like I'm okay if yes, more beefy women in media because
It's like,
the
we could have
there's
had
women
Rhea
with muscles
Ripley
out
as the
there. Come on now.
bodyguard. I mean, anyone would fall in love.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Come on.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah. Correct. But regardless of that, I'm okay with her
Okay.
being like
If that's how the
unassuming.
book has it,
Yeah, because
I I
she's
will go
unassuming.
with it.
I really enjoyed this book. Catherine Center is one of my favorite romance authors. She is a closed door romance author, which means that there are not explicit scenes in there. But the way that she writes is amazing, and her usually the cover of her books are
Mm.
stunning, and I'm a fan
Yeah.
of Catherine Center. Anyway, her, and then Fourth Wing
Yes.
obviously is
Yes.
getting
I'm
a
worried, but
series. I'm
I'm worried,
excited.
but um
We're trepidatiously
yes, I'm
happy about
excited
it.
for it.
And then Off Campus, which is by L. Kennedy. It's a series by L. Kennedy. The main series is 5 books, and then if we're including the offshoots in that, there are 4 books in Briar U series and 3 books in Graham Effect. Um, the Campus Diaries is that series. So if we're including all of that, there's 12 books. But if they're just going to do the off-campus series, it is about hockey players and the various relationships that they have. And so it is sexually explicit. But it's a really cute, kind of fun romp of a romantic comedy. So I'm excited to see what they're going to do with the off-campus series. And then last one, Lights Out. We just got the word
Oh my
that Lights Out is
god.
being made into a
What
series,
the hell?
and I cannot believe that they have chosen to do
Not
this.
everything needs to be
I
not everything needs to be a movie.
no, because I want sweet, precious, golden retriever puppy energy Josh on my
But what if they
screen.
don't give
I
you
need
that?
to
That's the
see it.
that's the
I'll cry. I will cry. Listen, I went into Lights Out expecting to hate it. I read it for like a
mhm,
laugh. I was like, I'm gonna read this and see how far I can make it before I
right.
tap out, because Lights Out is considered dark romance, and I'm not
Mm,
wouldn't have
mm,
considered myself a dark romance girly. I've since read other dark romances and do appreciate the feel, but what was so special about Lights Out is that it's not dark romance in the way that it's toxic, because it's not toxic. Their relationship is not
mm,
toxic. Their relationship is very healthy. And I think that is why this book is as successful as it is, because it shows a healthy, more on the BDSM
mm.
side of a relationship. And I think that's important. So Josh is golden retriever energy. He's not
Okay.
harmful. He's not going to harm anybody unless somebody's going to harm the people he loves. So, he's not a dangerous person. He's really goofy. Like there's a scene, and I said this earlier, there's a scene where his balaclava, he's like trying to sneak into her apartment, and his thing gets turned around, and then he's like, I'm blind, I can't see, and like freaks out in front of her, and she has to like,
Oh my god.
it's just your balaclava. So there's that. There's one part where like he forgets his voice modulator and he has to go in and he's talking like this. I'm Batman. Like that's a literal
Oh
sentence
my
that he
god.
says in the book is I'm Batman. So he's a puppy dog. He's got golden retriever energy. He is the sweetest stalker you'll ever
Mhm.
meet. Um, and she's mentally probably not okay too. But I think the relationship works because it is a healthy relationship at the core of it. There is communication, there is trust. It's not
Mhm.
toxic in the way that I think dark romance can and does tend to go. I ate it up. I was like, this is great. I want more things like this because it was such a fun, like
Yeah.
sexy romantic comedy. And so when they said they were turning it into a series, I was like,
Like, oh
yes!
good.
Good. I can't wait
Oh
to see what
god.
you do with this. I am truly wondering how it is that you're going to do that scene with that knife and that
Mm.
mattress.
I haven't read it so I can't.
If you ever do, then you will know
Okay.
exactly what I mean.
Oh god.
All right. What's your up and coming so
I
we can
only
get
have
out of here?
one and it's The Love Hypothesis. I didn't l- So, okay. I'm putting this out there now. I am a massive Raylo. If you do not know what Raylo is, it is Ray Star Wars. Star Wars. Ray and Kylo Ren. Just we could have had it all, but I'm not gonna get into that because I will be here for another 3 hours. So I'm a massive Raylo fan, and The Love Hypothesis started out as a Raylo fan fiction, and it got published, and you can tell on the cover that is definitely Ray and Kylo Ren. So I was excited about it because I was like, yes, look,
But
yeah,
science.
but science.
Because it's
Because
Raylo, but science.
I eat up Raylo fan fictions all the time ever since 2017. I have been eating up Raylo fan fiction, and I was excited for this one, and I don't know if I'm just not a fan of Ali Hazelwood's writing style.
I'm
I
I'm
I
not.
didn't
I'm not a
think it
fan of her
was
writing.
that good. I've read very good Raylo fan fictions, and this one was
I liked Bride. I liked Bride, which
okay.
was Allie Hazelwood.
I might
I
have
did
to
not.
give.
I tried to read The Love Hypothesis and I DNF'd.
I,
I may go back. I was not a fan of.
I
It
think
didn't
yeah,
grab
I
me.
think it's like being a Raylo and like me picturing them as the characters really helped, but I didn't think the spice was written very well. And
It's better in Bride.
yeah, okay, so I might have to give that one a shot. But it was fine. I think I gave it like 3 star. It wasn't anything like I've read some amazing fan fictions, and I was hoping that this one would be up to that level, and it just kind of wasn't for me. But it's okay. But
It
I'm
just,
excited to see what they do with
yeah.
the show. I really am.
Lily Reinhart is
Yeah. No,
perfect.
she's gonna be a great Olive. But
Perfect.
the
Yeah,
the
I
kicker,
think
the kicker though, the kicker, the the male main character, I forget his name. I don't know if it was also Adam. I want to say it was also Adam
it was probably Adam because it's
because it's Adam
Raylo.
Driver. I'm pretty
Adam
sure it
Driver.
was, but I can't remember. Are you looking it up?
Yeah, I'm looking
Also
it up.
look up the name of the actor that's playing him because I have fun fact.
Tom
Tom Bateman. Okay.
Bateman.
All right. Are you ready for this?
I don't
Are
know
you
if I
ready
am.
for this? So, Rey and Kylo Ren are played by Daisy Ridley and Adam Driver. Daisy
Uh-huh,
Ridley
uh-huh, uh-huh.
is married to Tom Bateman, the man that is playing the love interest in a book that is based on a character she played.
That's
I
kind of
know,
funny.
and apparently she
Well,
knows
what do
about
we
it.
leave? She probably
I
does.
just think
That's
that's the
funny. I like that.
funniest thing they could have done.
That is the funniest thing they could have done. I approve.
It's amazing.
But I think Lily Reinhart. I have read enough of that book to know that like Lily
Yeah,
is a
I think
perfect
she's gonna
Olive.
be really good. Is that Amazon?
It makes me. Oh, we gotta
Yep.
wrap it up. It makes me want to read the book
Yeah, I
again.
have it here, and I
Okay.
might.
Anyway.
Yeah, but anyway, I think our next
Anyway.
episode.
That's been our
Yes,
tops. It's been 3 hours.
I know,
Jesus
right?
Christ.
Whoops.
Okay.
Our next episode is probably
Where's
gonna
the
be. Is
timer?
our
Oh,
next episode gonna be Fourth Wing? I am so
I think
excited to
so.
talk about this.
I want it to be,
All
yes.
right, Fourth Wing coming up,
Yeah.
and my thoughts
Okay.
and opinions on a book I never thought that I would like. I'm so excited.
Oh, she loves
So
gnomes.
excited.
She's obsessed with it.
So, yeah, that has
Okay.
been the
That's
episode.
it.
So, we will see you.
Currently reading Frankenstein and Onyx
And
Storm.
I'm currently reading Iron Flame. Yep.
Yep.
So, all right. See you next time.
time.
Bye.